have is the former owner of this board. Currently, he serves as the Cook County Commissioner, serves as one of the Cook County Commissioners. It is a pleasure to introduce this gentleman, my Morehouse brother. Give me a favor and give him a round of applause for Cook County Commissioner Mike Scott.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
I sincerely appreciate all of you being a Sunday afternoon. You didn't have to be here, so I appreciate you. To Lay's credit, you know, the way that we build our communities is events like this. It's important that we come together. It's important that you're heard and the things that you want to get out to your elected officials. They're at least here to listen to you. Lay asked me to kind of talk to you about the tax system.
This is the gym. Y'all is foolish. We need higher rate of race. Y'all know this. This would be no. We here. It's reason. I'm Joey. I can get y'all information. I'm gonna get y'all, man. Good thing I work with you. So look at this and see questions, but they full of shit. Yeah. We just talked to Michael Scott. He full of Larry Ross is blaming on Key. Great research. He blaming on Kiva, but it's a real package. It's a pyramid. He full of it. On passes. So now, y'all looking away from me. Y'all gotta get my number. So look over this to see if you want. He couldn't come because he had to go to the thing. He gonna try to get it. So, but you know, I'm playing.
Says in the tax too high. There we go. They'll do that with these board of review. The board of review would look at those taxes, assess and see whether it's higher or lower. They will add that value to whatever it is. So if you say I've been over-assessed, which I sincerely believe that we've been over-assessed in this community, specifically in North Lawndale and East and West Garfield, and no, yeah, well, Austin's not mine, unfortunately. Austin's not.
Okay.
But they have overseas as well. I serve on the south side and the west side, so I have England as well. So East and West Garfield, I think it's the highest at 133%. North Lawndale comes in shortly thereafter, 99%. South side and Inglewood, they went up, I think, 86%. I'm unsure what Austin is, because Austin, again, is not that 80. So sincerely, I believe those were over-assessed. And so when they are, you go to the board of review, you submit your data that says, my house is 3-story with a basement. The person next to me will assess at this value, mine is over this value. They do all of their research and then they try to change that assessment of their value. And then once all of that is assessed, you then pay to the treasurer. So there are 3 different bodies in Cook County that kind of deals with taxes. And so that's kind of how it works. The reason that I think that our property tax system is broken is a couple of things, right? We rely too heavily on property taxes for the education in our communities. We just really do. So probably 50%, 50+% of whatever you are paying in your taxes goes to whatever school body it's for. So in every state it goes to their schools. In Chicago it goes to our schools. Maybe when it goes to their schools. And when you have a place like Evanston or a township that has a lot more wealth in their community than ours, their school system's a lot better than ours. So you're saying, hey, look, we're paying all of our money. We still don't have great schools. We're paying all of our money. We still don't have the infrastructure that we need to have happening. And I agree with that, right? So what I think needs to happen in our state is a reevaluation of how these taxes are done. If you look in other counties, like the largest county in the nation is in Los Angeles. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm so sorry. So listen, hold on. If you don't want to hear, because I was asked to do certain things. You don't hear, you can step out, I have a conversation with you afterwards. And that's just how that goes, okay? I appreciate your concern, but I'm just telling you what needs to happen. So at the end of the day, you know, what they do in LA County is they cap every year at 3%. You cannot go up more than 3% on any one, on your taxes at any time. So you can't go and jump from $100 to $200. You can only go from $100 to $103 as it relates to your taxes. And so we need to do something like that in Illinois. And what I would ask this group to do is when we engage with Springfield, because from what I understand, this is one of the topics that they want to engage in this spring session. The same way that you guys showed up here to do that, I'm gonna need you guys to show up there. I'm not gonna ask you to drive down there. I'm gonna get some buses. We'll all get on the bus. We'll go down. We'll have these conversations with our legislators. And the one thing that I like to say to everybody that you know, if you want to support me, that is up to you. I like to support people who come out and engage and support the efforts that I'm trying to do. I'm heavily on the west side. That's where I was born and raised. I do work on the south side because that's where I was elected. And so I try to show up where everybody asks me to show up, and I try to do as much as I can. You need to ask that from everybody you give your vote for. That's their currency. When people come out and ask for your vote, they're supposed to go down and represent you. And if they're not representing you, then you cannot vote for them. And if I don't represent your interests, then I ask you not to vote for me. And I'm okay with it. Because it is important that you have people who look like you, who are from where you're from, who are experiencing the same things that you're experiencing. You need them to support you. Because everybody whose taxes went up the same way that your taxes went up. I own a property here in North Lawndale. My taxes went up as well. And so I bear their burden. So I'm going to ask all of you to work with us and engage with us as we go down and try to change this property tax system on the statewide. You got anything else to like that?
Be a favor, give my hand for me. I think he did a wonderful job. I asked him to be sure that as a community, I was at a meeting, and I was sitting next to the individuals from Chicago Fleet Red raised me. Good to see you all.
Thank you for having us.
Listen, be honest with everybody in this room. Democrat, Black, big Black. They have opinions. I have opinions. I may agree. We may disagree. But they're here for this meeting so that they can give their input, just like everybody else is here.
Thank you.
So Lady Thompson, founder of the Westside Block Club Association, wants to give them a platform to express themselves on this issue, like everybody else is going to express themselves on this issue, right? I'm coming right to her. She has a question for Mr. Scott. The meeting at the meeting, and next to you all, and Cook County Commissioner Tara staff stood up, and she told us every elected, every official with Cook County who deals with our taxes, am I right or wrong? She laid out who those individuals were and what their roles and responsibilities were. I thought that was a wonderful thing for our community to know. And I made sure that I asked Cook County Commissioner Michael Scott to come here and give us that information. So that everybody get that information. The individuals who work for Cook County are responsible for the tax situation that we have in front of us. Remember, one of those individuals is Cook County Assessor, right? Assesses all properties in Cook County. This is
so, but it is not just county assessor, right? When people say that your taxes go up, but they don't raise your taxes, our taxes have been flat for the last, I don't know, 15 years in the county. So that we haven't raised the taxes. The city will say, well, I have raised the taxes the last year. So you don't understand it. They're different tax body. So our district is a tax body. They have the autonomy to put in taxes if they like that. The Chicago Public Schools is a tax body. So they have the ability, and every year they raise their tax levy, the amount, the highest amount that they think. So every year they are raising their taxes. The city says that they don't raise their taxes. They don't actually raise it, but they have to approve the levy, right? So the city has to approve any levy that the Board of Education sends to them and says, all right, we're gonna raise our levy. And I believe it's 2.5, don't quote me on that, I might be wrong. But every year, for half of a month, they continue to raise their levy to the highest amount that they can, so your taxes continue to go up. And 50% of all of the taxes that you take out of your pocket goes to the Chicago public schools. Now, if you believe that the Chicago public schools are doing the best job that they can for your for our young people in general, then that is something that you should. It's not, you have to talk to your elected officials about it.
Thank you so much. I had it in person, and I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna stay on this time frame of this agenda, because I want to be respectful of everybody's time. So I'm gonna let two individuals, that gentleman here, but ladies first, who's gonna allow her to ask the question.
Who initially went up on this? They said, you all put a block commission, y'all put up. So why is Larry Rogers putting it against Chris King or Chris King, Hagel,
All right.
and Marie Pat?
Let me explain. All right. Okay. So every 3 years, you are assessed. They go and assess the value of your home. So they go around and they don't do every, so this county is broken up into different townships, right? So this is the West Township. So every 3 years, they assess the West Township, and they'll assess some the following year, and then they'll assess some the year after that. So if you can think about last year this time, on the far south side of Southland, their taxes went up a great deal as well. And that is the assessment of Chris Kagan. Now, I'm not in the assessor's office. I don't do property taxes. What Larry Rogers says is his word against Fritz's. Is the way that things are being assessed now, that Black people are bringing funds of that. It looks at it, right? I'm not in property tax. I can't tell you for certain. Larry Rogers is, and this is his word, that the way that the property tax system is being assessed now is different from where any other assessor has done in the past, and that those are going up now. What Fritz says is downtown, when you got all of these high rises and you got all of these hotels, you got all of all of these people make a lot of money downtown, their taxes have gone down. And because their taxes went down, ours went up. It shouldn't be we shouldn't be pitted against the downtown versus the neighborhoods. We just shouldn't be pitted against each other. It's just not the case. And the way that the system is set up right now, it is, right? That is the state mechanism. That's a state mechanism. And we need to change that, because it should not be downtown against the neighborhoods. Because every time downtown is prosperous, the neighborhood should be prosperous. And every time the downtown is not as prosperous, then we should be assessed at the same level as downtown. It should not be us against them. And when they go up, they get there. I mean, ours goes up, theirs go down.
Thank you so much. Did he ask you the question? One second. Hold on one second. Everybody, there are two objectives for this meeting today. Two, for us to have a discussion. And my apologies, because I should have the agenda up here. You guys will see that after we introduce our elected officials and they come up and address the same way Cook County Commissioner Michael Scott did, that at 3:45, all the way until the meeting ends, we will have an open discussion for us to discuss this issue while they are here. Hopefully they'll still be here. If they can't stay, we understand. We will have an open discussion. And the main objective of that discussion is to come up with long-term solutions. We've addressed immediate solutions the last 3 weeks. Today, as a community here, we want to address long-term solutions. And I like one of his ideas that he stated about one of the long-term solutions. And we'll get to that during that segment of the meeting. But I want to be respectful to this gentleman, because I did tell him that he will be the next person to ask a question. I am off schedule, but we're going to go right on over to Ms. Keena Collins after this too. Yes.
Is that you?
hope that needs to go.
I've been at the mall. My mother was over here, she bought a house for night. At that time, she was about, right? And I'm gonna be back, know about that.
We know about
But what happened? Deadline is, he was so adamant, like, what's going on now, about this property is worth this property is worth that. Black people can't borrow money, this their own private, that kind of stuff. What's going on now? You know what's going on here. They're not just exactly what's going on. Now, here's the thing. They did something that I thought was surprising. My mom did a book. They got together, they had a church. And it's true. It took them 15 years, but they I don't even represent it. I need to return it because of the fight and fight for that. But I got
It's time.
I have to make it quiet. Get quiet. Quiet a tears ago. What am I gonna do? I can't afford that. I just can't afford it. You know what the kind of solution to that was? Well, we'll give you 12 months. And we'll spread it out. What do you think they don't understand when they say you can't afford it?
Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Don't take it here. It's time. 4200 block of Jackson. That's one of the first notes I want. We have residents who say that we need terms. We need a terms. So we need to figure, I want to ask Mr. Scott after the meeting, what organizations in our community can assist us with getting us a terms? I have,
Tell you right now,
Okay.
Westside Justice Center is a great place where you can go and get free legal help. Some corner of California and Harrison. Westside Justice Center. So what? And they can represent. And I don't agree with you. That is not the office. I don't use property taxes. I don't blow on property taxes. I don't blow to raise property taxes. I don't. What I do. So listen. Okay.
1 second.
I didn't make the meeting, sir. I was invited and I came to offer my opinion. And if you hold on, wait, and if you would like to have the assessor out here, I'll bring the assessor. If you want to have the treasurer, I'll bring the treasurer. If you want to have Larry Rogers in his office that does, board review, I'll have him come out here. I don't have a problem with having them come before you when you ask the questions. This is the deal though, right? Like you said, we backing up against it. People's things are due now. And we talking about solutions, we're talking about those long-term solutions. And we need to have our representatives on the state level, because they give Fritz Katie the ability by state law to assess your properties. It takes state law. It's not county law. It's a state law. And I say all the time, you support people who support you. If he's assessing your property taxes in a manner in which you don't believe that should be assessed, then you need to bring somebody else in who can do the job better. I'm not telling you to vote for it. I'm telling you what your interest.
Let me interject right here. Do me a favor, everybody, and do me a favor, give Michael Scott a hand, please.
I have one more question.
1 second. We have an objective here, and I stated our objective is to make sure that we come up with long-term solutions. But we're homeowners. We have feelings. Individuals are feeling threatened, they're feeling afraid. As the gentleman said, the young lady is afraid that she may lose her property. And I understand it because I'm a homeowner as well. I just want to see a show of hands. Just so you know, I spoke with Mr. Katie, I gave him my card, wanted to invite him here, he never reached back out to me. So the individuals who are here are those who are invited that didn't come out. All right, so this is what I want to see. With the show of hands, two things here. There are individuals who have been elected or appointed to serve our best interests with Cook County taxes. That's number one. Then there are systems laws and policies that are in place that did not serve our best interest. They failed us with this issue, those two things. The individuals in this room, show of hands, who feels as if this blame is more so on laws and policies that have failed us? Can I get a show of hands? Let me repeat this. Who feels that there are laws and policies that are the reason for where we are right now with the property tax increase? Thank you so very much. Next question. And I promise I'm coming to you right after. Next question. Who here feels that there are individuals who we voted into office who should have known about these laws and policies that affected us, and it's time for them to go? I can show hey. That's it. Feel that it's both of the scenarios. I feel like it's both of them.
Yes.
Take both. I think that there's individuals who we voted in who should be held accountable. And when it's time to vote, we do not vote for those individuals. And we will do that collectively. But I've also been persuaded by individuals who I trust their expertise, who says to wait a minute. We have to take a look at the laws and the policies that are in place that are failing us. And those individuals who have been consulting with me, they are right. So I think it's both laws and policies and individuals who have been elected. We got to address them both. I have to move forward. I'm behind on an agenda. Individuals are on time, but we are behind. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the time. We weren't supposed to do questions and answers at that time. Questions and answers are going to start at 3:45 for the session. That's okay.
Yes.
Those were some important questions. And this time, we have individuals who are running for the 7th Congressional District. A wonderful fighter for the people, Congressman Danny Davis. He's retiring and he's moving on. And we have to elect another 7th Congressional District candidate to represent us. I reached out to 3 individuals. All 3 of those individuals responded. There's a reason why the 3 individuals who are here that I reached out to are African American women. I am 50 years old, born and raised 4015 West Van Buren on the corner of Van Buren and Pulaski. I have never seen an African American woman as the congressperson on my district. Therefore, this day, I can clear my eyes. I believe that it is time for an African American woman to represent this district. That is Talay Thompson's personal opinion. That this time, please forgive me. It's time. I'm going to call this wonderful young lady who ran for this position on 2 occasions, I believe. If I'm wrong, she'll let us know. She did a wonderful job garnering a substantial amount of votes both times that she ran. She is a community activist in our community here on the West Side, fighting for the people. Do me a favor and welcome 7th Congressional District candidate, Ms. Keena Collins.
Thank you so much. And I do want to be conscious of time, but I thought this was very important to show up. So I do want to thank you all for being here and organizing and talking about this issue, because it is a tabletop issue that we're talking about in West Side. So for the folks who don't know me, I'm Keena Collins, born and raised right on the West Side. I live on LeClaire and Maple in the South Austin community, and my family does own that brownstone. I'm the daughter of a factory worker and a healthcare worker. I am a product of Chicago Public Schools, and I'm surrounded by violence that has touched our community. I am not a career politician. I am an organizer. And I think that that is important for this moment and the direction that we're going in the Illinois 7th Congressional District. I decided to come here today and actually cancel another event, because the reason I care about this issue is This isn't just about a property tax hike. When they were taking the money and raising the taxes on these properties, they're not just taking your money, they're actually snatching the generational wealth from your family. This was not a property tax hike, this is a displacement tax. We all know that this is prime real estate here on the west side of Chicago. And our elders, you all have fought to stay here when everybody left. You stayed here and you deserve to be here. And we deserve to fight for you to have the right to stay here. And so this impacts me and my siblings as my parents have now aged into retirement. They're on a limited income now. And so this is not just a failure of public policy and issue. This is our life or death situation. Housing is the number one social determinant for health in our district. And so while the west side of Chicago is a heart and soul, in my opinion, but I'm a little biased because I think the west side is the best side. So even though we are the heart and soul of the city, we need the investment to match that when people tell us that. And not just lip service. And I know there's a lot of elected officials who tell us they have experience. I wish some of that experience would work to protect us right now. Because what it has gotten us is in a place where people are getting ready to lose their homes.
Yep.
We are in a critical 11th hour.
Yep.
So people, revenue lenders may say, well, this is a local issue. Well, when there's racist, systemic tactics being baked into the tax code, that is a federal issue. That is a federal issue, and it is all of our issues. And so my commitment to you is we have things that are in place. Now, we have a lunatic in the White House right now, right? That we didn't vote for.
I definitely voted for him.
Consequences. But that doesn't mean we get to abdicate our responsibility as organizers in our community.
Because you're organized and not an entrepreneur.
So I know that there's been a few suggestions about people who are sitting in elected seats in this current moment. While we may not be able to move the occupant of the White House or his racist administration, we can start mobilizing on the ground to hold our local elected officials accountable for what they are.
Next person.
In his life. And so that means we activated the block club.
Oh, I can't
right?
keep it up here.
We activate and we build new precinct captains. And in my opinion, for my generation, which I'm a millennial, I just want one point of correction. You said 50 years you've been here on the west side. We did have a black woman, the first black woman elected in the Midwest, Congresswoman Carter Collins. That was a bad system, right? Yeah. Not to call it out, but she was the first black woman elected in the Midwest, and she fought against these systemic tax code. This ain't nothing but the new Jim Crow. And shame on us if we allow this moment to go by and not fight back with our ancestors. And so many of you fought so hard for us to get property on the west side of Chicago. I owe it to you. Every elected official and candidate owes you a response about what needs to happen in this time. So my name is Tina Collins. I'm going to be over there. I don't know if I'm supposed to answer the questions. Okay, I'm standing up here. But I thank you. I have some literature for y'all. And thank y'all so much for coming out.
Thank you all. Wonderful, wonderful candidate. Thank you so much for correcting me. I appreciate that. Okay, I appreciate it so much. That does not change the fact that I believe that our district should be represented by an African American. And like this one young lady did here, it's been so long since we've had African American one represented our district. So that's just how I feel, my personal opinion. Okay, we're going to move forward, and at this time, we have another individual who is also running for the 7th Congressional District seat. This individual serves right now currently as the treasurer for the city of Chicago. And she is doing a wonderful job in our city, a wonderful job in our community. Do me a favor and give a round of applause to my friend, Miss Melissa Conyers.
Good afternoon. I got on all this red. Let me be clear on what my red is on. I'm celebrating Christmas. All right, so let's be clear. But I did come by today. I just found out about this event today, so thank you so much for just really working to get the word out. And let me apologize in advance because I got 3 more things that I got to get to that I'm late for, but it's all good. This is what we do. We make it work. We figure it out. But Westside Block Club Association, thank you for this. Thank you for convening in this moment. And I believe that at a time such as this, just like our community is coming together, I believe that we will continue to do so. And so me as the treasurer of Chicago, and by the way, I'm always so proud to say I'm the first citywide elected official from the west side of Chicago. There is some here from the west side of Chicago. And so I am unapologetic about who I am, where I come from, what my background is. Every time I see young people, I let them know that I am a young lady that was born in Inglewood, raised on the west side in Austin, all by a single mother. Purchased my first home in North Lawndale, now live in Garfield Park. I have never lived outside of an underserved zip code in my life. Say that again. I've never lived outside of an underserved zip code in my life. It is my choice to live where I live. It is my choice to raise my 9-year-old little baby, my steel bundle of joy, where we live. Because I believe that if I'm going to represent our community, I should live in it. And I believe that, amen. Somebody's gonna say amen. And I believe that it's important that we help and invest in one another. So as treasurer, and I know you all have been to many of my events that I do, when I talk about building generational wealth, I do that is because I'm a testimony of it. When I tell you that I was raised by a single mother, and I'll get to why this whole topic is so dear to me about homeownership and about these taxes that our residents are dealing with. My single mother moved her 3 girls from living with family in Inglewood to owning her own home on the west side. I'll never forget how my mother felt to be able to provide a safe space and shelter for her 3 little girls. I'll also tell you that I'll never forget how that home ownership changed the trajectory for my family. Changed it. Where that home that my mother purchased, even after her death, stayed in our family. And then I educated my nephews to say, this is how this home is an asset. That's what it is. So the reason this topic is so heavy is because especially in our community, we have a lot of liability. But a home is an asset that we can use and leverage for so many other things. Like there are entrepreneurs, small business owners in our community. The home can be leveraged to help build that business. The home can be leveraged to build and purchase other investments, assets. That is what this is all about. And so I encourage you, if you're not familiar with things that I've been doing in the treasurer's office, and I know you are because many faces look familiar, please tap in to what I'm doing as treasurer. And by the way, as city treasurer, I don't send the county taxes. But what I will tell you is I invest your money. Now, when we all know that in addition to me being treasurer, I am running to succeed Congressman Davis. And by the way, when you mentioned you've never seen a woman, it's because you were a baby when there was one. Okay. So nothing wrong with that. I can't remember one, right? I know the history of her, but I don't know her because I was a baby. So we have not had a woman in this seat in almost 30 years. And I do believe that it's the time of the woman. And by the way, I thank the men that have supported us because we've certainly been supporting them. So I appreciate you in this moment for saying that. But as city treasurer, I made a decision as I invest our dollars that I will not invest our dollars in Donald Trump's treasuries. And I'm going to call it what it is. Because what I have seen this man do in the White House to our people, to our communities is unjust. So when they talk about un-American, to me, that's un-American. When you cutting off SNAP benefits at the time when families don't know how they're gonna feed their kids at Thanksgiving and Christmas, that's a tragedy. When you are at the point of cutting Medicare and Medicaid, and we're looking forward to a happy new year, and people don't know how they're going to have their insurance covered, no, I'm not invested in that. And so if I can stand up to Donald Trump as treasurer, you just wait till I get to Washington, D.C. Thank you so much. And I know that the commission left, but please, you all, if you have these tax bills, we're going to complain, but that's not all we're going to do. We have to make certain that you go to the assessor's office, file those certificate of errors, because that's not right the way these bills are looking, and I am a witness. There are residents that we've sent to the assessor's office, they have seen a difference. So we're gonna make some changes at the ballot box too. But right now, while we're in this moment, please make certain that you go to the assessor's office and do that certificate of error. Thank you.
Awesome information. Before I move on to our next guest, our last but not least guest, very, very good friend of mine. I would like everyone to take a look at this screen. This is a QR code. If you don't mind, let me explain what this QR code is. When you take your phone out eventually, and you go to the camera in your phone, like you're about to take a picture, for those who know, and you get ready to take a picture, but you don't see a bar appear at the bottom, and it will open up what's behind the QR code, the information. Last year, our organization partnered with the Garfield Park Conservatory. Show of hands for individuals who do not know what the Garfield Park Conservatory is. Anyone? Okay. We partnered with the Garfield Park Conservatory and we held a live jazz event November of last year. We had about close to 200 people who attended. We reached back out to the conservatory and we said, hey, last year, we would like to have a program for African American History Month at the Garfield Park Conservatory. This was last year, this time. The answer that we got was, well, we already have our programming for African American History Month already. They went and grabbed the young lady who I had performing for the event that we had and brought her to African American History Month for this past year. Okay, kind of said a little bit, but let's keep on. So then I said, hey, we're having a monthly live music, live jazz, and live soul and R&B event every month throughout the West Side and throughout the city. What we would like to do, we've been having success with this. We would like to have a small jazz music festival at the end of the year. They told us no. They gave us their reasons why. Anybody drive past the Garfield Park Conservatory often, a lot of time, the colored individuals going in and going. And so I said, let me try it again the next year. So I reached out to them last month. I had Dr. Brian Ransom to my left, who I'm going to bring up in a moment. I said, hey, you know what the issues are. You've been in the meetings with the Garfield Park Conservatory. I want us to have an event during Dr. King's birthday celebration, live music, probably live soul music, live R&B music. Might be steppers music we're going to have here today. And then for Black History Month, I want to propose that our community, led by the Westside Block Club Association, that we have another event during Black History Month. And then lastly, we're having so much success with this. There are venues outside of my community that have opened their doors. Time Out Market and Fulton Market District have opened their doors 2 or 3 times and reached out to me last week and said, when are you coming back? My own venues and my own community is telling me no. I keep going with this story, be 30 more seconds, we're wrapping up. And so I said, Dr. Ransom also put inside of the proposal that we would like to have a jazz festival at the end of the upcoming summer. So all of these events I proposed were for 2026. We got a reply in a nutshell said no, no, and no. I said, can we schedule a meeting to discuss? We did, we got on a Zoom call, we discussed, and they gave me their reasons, and I no, no, and no. They pretty much told us that for the Black History Month celebration, they're under construction somewhat, and the area where they would do the check-in, that area is not available, so we can't have your live music event during that time. Well, last week they had a whole event inside of Garfield Park Conservatory, and the week before that they had another one, and they will continue to have these weddings that you see inside of the Garfield Park Conservatory. So, people that don't look like us. So in conclusion, I need everybody in this room to pull out their phones, to grab this QR code. When you grab this QR code, you're going to see a paragraph that details what I just said. You can bypass it if you want to, I just stated. And then come down to where the question is, so I can show it. And in the meeting, someone asked, well, who else in this community wants this besides you? I'm not gonna harp on that because I don't want to go come down on an individual. But that was asked of me in the meeting. These people must not know that our community sits on certain pillars. And some of the pillars that our community rests on is in Chicago, on the west and south side, we love basketball. We love high school basketball. In Chicago, on the west and south side, we love church. We absolutely love our churches. Also in Chicago, since we migrated 1905 all the way up until the 70s, from the south, Clarksville, Mississippi, where my grandmother migrated from, in an area called Stonewall Plantation. When we came here, we brought a genre of music with us that had started where my grandmother is from in Clarksville, Mississippi, in the Delta, called the blues, where Muddy Waters is from. We brought that to Chicago, and that's one of the pillars of our community, music. But what other type of music? Not only just blues, but also soul music. Music from the 70s and the 60s, the music that we heard when we were kids that our parents were playing on Saturday mornings. My father, as a kid, he supplied all of the lounges on the West Side with pool tables, with dart rooms, and with jukeboxes. I happened to pick up with my father and move with my father year after year. I was in lounges with my dad collecting money, fixing machines, and I saw the joy that music was giving to our people. So I felt like it was a slap in the face for someone to say, well, who else in this community wants that type of music besides you? So when you go to this QR code, you will see the question. It's a simple question. Would you like to see certain programs where there is live music like soul and R&B music, steppers music, house music, a music genre that we created here in Chicago, gospel music? We are the mecca of gospel music here in this city. If you would like to see that type of programming, check yes. If you would not like to see it, check no. So I'm asking if everyone, when you get the time, just go ahead and pull this QR code up and just move forward, okay? I appreciate you all. We're gonna move on. Our final guest is a young lady who has become a wonderful friend of mine. I sit on the phone and I listen to what it is she has to say. Once again, some things I agree with. And once again, some things I don't agree with. We're adults. We can agree to disagree. At the end of the day, she's Black. And I listen to what it is that she has to say. This young lady is running for the 7th Congressional District seat. And she is a remarkable young lady fighting for the people here in our city. Do me a favor and give Miss Key Ray a hand as she comes.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Patricia Ray Easley. I go by P. Ray Easley. And the reason that my name is Patricia Ray is because my mother is named Patricia, my father is named Ray, and I'm their first baby on their 5th wedding anniversary, so they named me Patricia Ray. However, Patricia does not want her name in any of this, so we had to pull her letters off the marquee, and I am P. Ray. The reason that I'm telling you this story is because the North Lawndale community is my Mississippi. You know, we grew up listening to our elders talking about the good old days and how it was so good down there and they had the trees and the crops, but they had to get out of there. My parents told me similar stories about North Lawndale. They met in 1969 at Hess Upper Grades, class of 1971, 8th grade. I'm hoping they just rocked out all this time. And so the stories that they tell me don't match up to what we see today. There are vacant lots all over the North Lawndale community. I'm standing in front of you right now with muddy boots because the lot, I parked the lot next to me and the snow is melting, but there's a vacant lot next to where I am staying. Now, when my parents, my grandparents on both sides left the North Lawndale community and they moved to Austin. So in my family, both of my grandmothers bought buildings in 1972 and we still have them. I live in my maternal family's building with my first cousin. My grandmother said they bought that building so that their grandchildren can always have somewhere to live and their grandchildren live in it, okay? On my father's side, my grandmother bought a building on Fulton. My first cousins live in that building. So our cousin group chats are about property taxes right now. We can't talk about the kids. I don't want to see your baby stand up for the first time. We got to get some money, ladies, in general. And so I started to look at this housing situation a very long time ago. I knew this day was coming. And when I was growing up, Congressman Davis is like my godfather, a political mentor to me. The congressman and the Chicago Westside branch and NAACP were working together with an initiative called WOW, with ownership wealth. Their goal was to increase Black home ownership by 1 million between 2000 and 2010. When I graduated from high school in 2005, I had 500 service hours from specifically working on this federal housing program. So everything that I'm about to say to you is what I've been doing since I was 12, 13 years old. I'm right now in 38, so well over 25 years. The issue with the property taxes is that there are too many vacancies and vacant lots in the city of Chicago. If we start with the Citadel, which was a huge hedge fund downtown, generating billions of dollars worth of tax assets into the bucket. Well, King Griffin, who was paying 122 million himself, said, I gotta get out of Chicago. We have this Safety Act. The Safety Act is not gonna keep the people safe. They're gonna let the people out. People don't feel safe here. Our talent is leaving. So they pulled out of Chicago and then moved to Miami and built a $2 billion complex down there. Okay, so we lost all that King Griffin money. We lost the money from Caterpillar and we lost money from United. They're on their way out and Boeing has left. So is anybody here drove down State Street lately? State Street, Michigan Avenue? Empty, 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 empty. Those people are not paying property taxes because those are empty buildings. Now they're paying a little bit, but not what they would pay if it was vacant. I mean, if it was occupied. So we're losing out on all this tax revenue. Then within our communities, we have a lot of churches. We have a lot of nonprofits. They too are not paying property taxes. So that whole commercial tax base that was not funded through the businesses because of the vacancies get pushed onto the homeowners. Okay, we understand that. Now, the reason that the taxes went up the most in Lawndale, Garfield Park, and Inglewood is because we got the most vacant lots. My mama lived on 14th and Drake. My daddy lived on 13th and Independence. Both of those buildings are now vacant lots. So when they push that commercial tax levy onto us, if you got a lot of vacant lots on your block, your taxes went up. This is simple. It has nothing to do with the tax assessor trying to play a game, trying to push us out, and I'm not a Democrat, but I do know this, that comes from state law. Everybody acts like Jamie Pritzker is Bruno, because we don't talk about him. We can talk about everybody else and everybody doing their job, but this came out the State House. The Safety Act came out of the State House. Now, yes, crime is going down. Praise God. Praise God, because all of us live here. However, before it went down, right after they passed that Safety Act, crime went through the roof. So people left downtown. We had a state's attorney who made the threshold for felony theft $1,000. So people were running in all those stores, stealing, and now we don't have Walgreens. Okay? This is legislative failure. But when people come before you, when they want to talk about Donald Trump ain't got nothing to do with this. Nothing whatsoever. They are trying to manipulate you. They think that you are stupid. They think that you can't think for yourself. We smart people on the west side. We know how to read, write, think, and count, and spot a scam real quick. The scam, friends, is that we are supporting a group of people that we should not be supporting. Our people were bullied into joining this Democratic Party. Anybody heard of Ben Lewis? Ben Lewis? The tragedy of Ben Lewis. The alderman in 1963 on the 24th floor was found with 2 bullets in the back of his head and his hands handcuffed in front of him. The city of Chicago did not solve it. Did not. You can Google it. It's called the murder that Chicago did not want to solve. To this day, he was a sitting elected official. So they've been showing us for a very long time that they don't care. Roosevelt Road, empty. 16, empty. Madison, empty. North Avenue, it's not empty, but empty. Everywhere you go and you see a vacant lot, you can think to yourself, the people over here paying a lot of taxes. Because there's not enough people to split the tax levy amongst. So our long-term solution, friends, is to get people out of office who look at us like we're charities. We don't need anybody to bend the rules for us. We don't need any time. We don't need anybody to say, "Whoa, Lord, give them Negroes a little bit of grace," because the Negro criminals don't know no better. Yes, we do. We are not a criminal people. So ordinances like the Safety Act have caused your taxes to go up. The fact that Rahm Emanuel, remember when they put the red X's on the buildings and tearing them down? Every building they tore down was another dollar on your property taxes. Okay? Remember they closed the schools? They had to close the schools because they don't have the housing for the children to live in to walk to the school. This is a housing issue. This is a housing problem, and the city of Chicago has been setting us up. So I will lead with this because people brought up Donald Trump. I am running as a Republican. The reason that I am standing with my president in this moment is because last week, President Trump, the White House, sent HUD officials here to meet with me and my team. We got in 2 cars and we drove them all around the city and let them look at all the vacant land. They were shocked. You all, like, whoa, we didn't expect it to be like this. The green row houses empty. So guess what? CHA ain't paying taxes on that. Lathrop homes over there on the river, empty. They're not paying taxes on that. Rockwell Gardens, empty. Stateway North Corridor, 22nd to 55th, empty. No taxes, no taxes, no taxes, no taxes. So that goes back to the people who are paying taxes. So I ask you for 2 requests, and I will wrap up. Number 1, please free yourself from these people who hate you. You don't owe them nothing. This is not the old days system. If you stepped out of line, they will come and bust your windows out. These are not those people. These are the nerds from high school that's in charge. No offense to them. These are my peers. That's why I can say that. So they're not going to be as crazy. My grandmother said when they came up here from Chula, my grandfather wanted an ID. The Democratic committee came to the house and said, "If you give me $5 and join the committee group, you will get your ID." So he gave me at $10, 5 for the ID, 5 for the Democrat. We know how this goes. If you think that you're running out of money, get away from the Democratic Party. It is so, I know people walk up their faces, it's hard, but look at your wallet, look at your neighborhood, look to your right, look to your left. Every vacant lot was a decision that they made to raise your property taxes. The second thing I want to ask you is to send me to be your congresswoman. If you don't vote for any other Republican, send me. I'm already doing the work. I'm already building the connections, and I know the people. I live here, and this is not an underserved community. No, everybody paying property taxes. It's not poor. It's not a poverty pit. Ain't nobody in here broke. Westside ain't never been broke. What we are is mismanaged and hated upon by the people that never cared about us. Thank y'all.
Now, I wanted to be sure that I'm respectful to Ms. Kira and gave her a tad bit more time than was allotted. because I switched up the agenda. She was actually supposed to speak about 15, 20 minutes prior to speaking. So I wanted to be respectful to our guests. As I stated, there are things that we agree with, and there are things that we don't agree. We can agree to disagree. We can get some good from each other. And the things we don't agree with, we leave it there. That's just how I like to vote. What kind of meeting is this? This is a meeting to address the increase in property, the historic increase in property taxes. I want to make sure that I stay on track. One objective, to discuss the increase in property taxes, two objectives, to discuss the increase in property taxes, and to discuss among ourselves and listen to each other to come up with long-term solutions. The Westside Block Club Association myself, I have been consulting with individuals who I trust, and we've been talking for the last 3 to 4 weeks, brainstorming. And we do have ideas, but we want to hear everyone's ideas as much as time will allow us. All right? We're going to move forward. We're going to move forward with this agenda. And at this time, our floor is open. I'm coming. Our floor, I see my brother Mark Carter over there. Our floor is open for discussion as it pertains to our property taxes. Not what's going on at City Hall with the budget, not what's going on with immigration or has going on. Property taxes, historic increase in property taxes, how it is affecting.
We're gonna have to talk about that.
3 neighborhoods the most: North Glendale, West Garfield Park, and Inglewood. And then we want to come up with long-term solutions. This is a platform for most everybody's. Mark Carter is a voice in our community. Mark Carter has things that he and I talk about, and I agree with. He has things that I don't. It's my brother has, right? I want to start our discussion on by giving this microphone to my brother, Mr. Mark Carter. Give him a hand.
Good evening, black folks. Listen, I heard you speak on the pardon district and what happened over at Garfield Park Conservatory. Just recently, y'all, we had to go and take over an almost $7 million program in our park district for a group of mostly white women in North London. A group of mostly white women. So a group of mostly white women controlling almost $7 million. I don't know a lot of arguing. We got straight to the point. Dismantle this group. This is a 99% black community. So 99% black people gonna run the $7 million. Nothing to talk about. So when I hear him speak on what happened at the park, brother, y'all have to step in and take control of your community, because if you were in Lincoln Park, first of all, it wouldn't happen. Second, if it did, it would step in and take it over. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Now, I'm looking around this room, some of y'all are old enough to be our parents. And we saying that as our parents' generation, and now that we, the next generation, we have these millennials and Gen Z children, it's time that we put together. When it comes to these taxes, not to get them. But we got to raise some hell about this. All this being nice and listen to the politicians come in and lull us to sleep. No. No. All right? So this is about us saying to Larry Rogers, your law firm, along with your position as Board of Review, Commissioner of Board of Review, gave these tax breaks to these downtown businesses. You raised $500 million, and then the assessor took those taxes, took that money and spread it, those increases, let me call it what it is, took those increases and spread it in certain areas, only in certain areas. Now you have people justifying 135% increase, 70%, what, 80% in Inglewood?
35% for Darko Park, 90+% in North London, and 80+%.
Right, and so I asked him, I said, well, don't you think the smart thing to do would have been to spread those increases evenly across the city? Because what you just did, this is to give the speculators and investors the heads up to go in and buy up all these areas that you've increased the way you've done. Now, we just talked to that white boy. We talked to Larry Rogers too, because Larry Rogers' law firm, along with some of those other law firms, are the ones who reassess those properties. We need that $500 million. So we're gonna get his ass too. You know what I mean? I don't care about him being black. Get him too. Like, no disrespect. Get him too. And so this is about us at some point rising up and making some noise, bro. We're gonna have to make some noise about this. Because if we don't, then we definitely in trouble. Now, this is not just to the homeowners. This is to the renters as well. Because when they raise the taxes on the homeowners, then you're gonna raise the rent, right? So we gotta organize the renters and the homeowners to go down there and raise a mill. And we expect all of our elected officials to get on board with us. And if they don't, then we get rid of it. I know, you don't know that there are no Republicans in power in the city of Chicago and the county of Cook, in the state. These are all Democrats. And I'm not telling you to be no Republican or Democrat. I'm saying these are all Democrats from top to bottom who are watching these things happen to us. So don't come in the room telling us, come with the song and dance and we black and well, get your black ass up, make sure that we ain't getting white people. Do me a favor, give my friend Mark Carter. As I stated, some things I agree with, some things I don't. That's my brother. If I have a platform, just as long as it makes sense, Mark, you got a platform. And you make sense. Make sure you watch out. We got the kids. I've got about two. I know he's good. We got 2 or 3 kids over here, and let's be mindful of that. Other thing I want to be mindful of, we want to give everybody the floor. Dr. Brian Ransom has raised his hand. Yes, sir.
So yeah, very quickly, how many people know how property tax is calculated?
Hello, 1 second, Brian. So at this time, the floor is open for community discussion. Give Dr. Brian Ransom the microphone in 1 minute. We're going to bring up, we're going to have our community discussion. And the community discussion, once we allow individuals in here, no more than 2 minutes each, we want to be respectful of time. This ends at 5. The community discussion ends at 5. And once we're done with our community discussion, then Dr. Ransom is going to present what it is that myself, him, and Mr. Xavier Ramey, the CEO of Justice Informed, have put together, which would be long-term solutions. So my question. Okay, so that's a question, and I'm just see. Let's get this question answered, and then we're gonna open the floor for everybody.
Okay, so very quickly, so I'm gonna explain all this later, but how many people know how your property taxes are calculated? Raise your hand if you know. Okay, how many people have filed an appeal for their property taxes? Okay, less than 2, that's about 2%. Okay, so a lot of the questions that you have, a lot of the anger you have, there's some of it, and it is people's responsibility. The majority of it is policy. I promise you, the math works out. Let's say you get screwed. The way you don't get screwed is you educate yourself and you unite. You change policy. Being mad at people is going to keep the policy the same. The people are going to come in and they're going to repeat what has just happened.
You can, I just don't.
So my job,
Like he didn't
educate
for clothes and we
black kids out there.
Yes.
My job is to educate you So that,
That's what you feel like.
that could be a need to be had. It really irritates me to have people come here and talk about it's this person's fault, this person's fault. And that's
It's not. This is not the place.
educating yourself, knowing where you need to go, knowing exactly what you need to change, knowing who needs to change it, and then getting it done. Okay? That's all I have to say for right now. Dr. Rance, my hand. We worked really hard on presentation, we presented this. He's a brilliant individual, and I'll tell you a little bit more about him in a moment. At this time, show of hands for those individuals who are ready to discuss the issue, the historic increase in property taxes, and offer any long-term solutions. The sister right here wants to say.
Everybody.
Why you
Hello, I'm
doing
seeing
that?
Lisa to everyone, and I
And
understand
you
the
have to let me
long-term
talk.
solutions that you all looking for. But I've been in the mortgage industry for over 25 years. I've been a director of operations for Bank of America, Chase, and many other companies. And now I own my own mortgage broker office. But let me explain something to you guys. For short-term solutions, I see this every day. I'm pretty sure out of everyone in here, it's at least 1% that does not have the correct exemptions applied to your taxes. Cook County has so many exemptions that you all is not aware of. And I'm going to call off a couple. You can actually do this online. You do not have to go downtown, not have to do a lot of that. You do not have to stand in line. They actually have it online where you can apply. So most of the exemptions that everyone, if you're a homeowner, is to have homeowners exemptions. The other one is senior citizens exemptions. And seniors can also get their taxes frozen where it doesn't increase at all. So regardless if the taxes increase, you guys are not affected if you apply for this correctly. The other one is low income seniors. Those are the ones that cannot get their taxes frozen because they probably getting extra money in pension, retirement funds, what have you.
Shit, man.
But you can still apply for low income senior freeze. They also have home improvement exemptions. If you guys are putting a large amount for renovations on your home, you could call Cook County and they would freeze your taxes. They would give you a discount on your taxes for a certain amount of years. The other one is people with disability. You have the federal disability exemptions. So if you guys at least apply for that, that will give you some kind of leverage to save you some money on your property taxes. And just do it that way to help you out until all the politicians get together and do whatever they do. I don't get involved in that because everybody, I guess I'm simple. I don't trust Democrats, no, I don't trust Republicans. But
You don't even know what a liberal is.
so we have to figure out a way to get around the mess so we could work on it on our own.
Your favorite right hand.
Thank you.
Okay, I see 1, 2, 3 hands. You look around the hands. Okay. I'm coming over here. Oh, hold tight a second. They were first. I saw them first. Let me say this. The meeting is for long-term solution. You may want to know why. Because I've been to other meetings, from the legacy organization. Tashika. Okay. Tashika, what's your last name? Tashika Thomas, she and her family, and individuals in our community, they have created an organization called the Legacy Families. She has been working diligently with Pastor Marshall Hatch, the Leaders Network, other organizations, and she has been dealing with immediate solutions. Every single solution. This wonderful three young lady just mentioned, that organization and others all around the city have been helping individuals deal with those solutions very immediately at the meetings that have been going on for the last 3 weeks. I just wanted to have a meeting where we move forward, where we can talk about change in policy and long-term solutions. But everything she just mentioned is absolutely correct as it pertains to exemptions
and tax freeze for our seniors, 65 years and over. Please correct me when I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, somebody acknowledge. We have a state elected official here. Correct me when I'm wrong, if I'm wrong with anything. Seniors, 65 years of age, 62 years, what's the year? Anybody know the year for sure? 60, 65, 62.
That's all this leadership.
We're gonna vote right here. Hold on, we're not gonna argue with this. We're gonna find out if the age is either 62 or 65. The age is 65. I have an elected official here, the age is 65 years and older for seniors. Then you can have a freeze on your taxes, okay? Then there are exemptions. Those are the immediate solutions. I'm coming over to these young ladies over here. They were actually the first ones who raised their hands. And then I've got about 5 individuals over here. Is there anyone over here to my left who has anything that they want to say as pertains to this discussion and long-term solutions? They're okay. Yeah, you
My name is Zoe Lee, and I'm founder of Chicago Foods Red. I started Chicago Foods Red because the city of Chicago unlawfully demolished my family's buildings on Alma Grisham, 7954, 7958 South Austin, Sandpiper's Lounge. And the issue is, the reason why they did it was for typical tax increment financing. And I'm pretty sure, a lot of your, properties are in TIF districts. TIF districts usually go to blighted areas, supposed to help put up, make our communities look like Lincoln Park and Tenant. But we have a stealing problem in the city of Chicago. We have a corruption problem. So all the money that is supposed to go to TIF districts and continue to keep our communities thriving, they're taking it. And they're starting to do it up north too in the name of affordable housing. So I think that you guys should, City of Chicago got done. You guys should put your zip code and your address to see if your properties are in the TIF district. Because that is one of the reasons why they're stealing Black people's property. They're knocking buildings down because the TIF district, they can get the money to rebuild affordable housing. A lot of these CHA, public lands, TIF districts, so just letting you know, we have a deep issue in this city.
Yes. And I just want to tell you, we've been down there in the budget meetings. I know you all, we've been down there, we've been seeing what's going on. Listen, guys, they don't want to talk about it, but we have to talk about it. We've spent billions of dollars to illegal aid. We've been warning people that if we keep spending these billions of dollars on legal aid, that we were going to pay for. Anthony Beal down in your home last year, when they were allocating money, 70 million, 50 million for legal aid, he said that we were going to have to come back and this was going to happen. We were going to have to go up on the property taxes. That's why last year, I don't know if you all remember, Brandon Johnson proposed a $300 million property tax on the residents. We held your office accountable when they shut it down, but Bill say it's going to happen. So they don't want you to talk about this. They didn't talk about it in all the meetings. Why we're in this deficit? We are in a $1.2 billion deficit because we spent that money on illegal aid. Brandon Johnson, his whole entire administration is getting raises. One raise, $58,000, $19,000. So what I'm saying is we are paying for it. Right. Through property taxes. When you go to the county they blame the city. When you go to the city, they blame the county. You get nobody is talking about it. They don't even talk about it. But we come down there time and time again, and this is what we're advocating and asking for. Can any of you representation, y'all tell us the white man is taking our property. Y'all tell us that the so-called boogeyman is taking your property. They don't want you to be here. But who is it? Because like Mark always say, it's Democrat rank from the state level to the city level. So can we say is that and no Republicans ran Chicago since 1931? We have to have a meeting Republican mayor. So it's all Democratic ran. All when I went to Cook County Board and City Council meetings, it's all black faces taking our money. So you can tell me who is really pushing us out of our communities? Who is doing it? Like people say, it's the policies, guys. You have to look at the policies. Right now, the Democrat Party is fighting for legal aids and transgender rights. When I look at my property tax bill, the first thing doesn't see. Yes, our kids can read, our kids can do basic math, but we're down there, we get to go to the Chicago Public Library because we're spending our tax dollars funding drag-free story hours that's going to kids 0 to 5 years old. We're down there fighting this summer. That's what the taxes are going to. My taxes went up for CPS. It went up. But yet CTU is being funded. They had luxury trips, $7.7 million they spent on luxury trips. Where our kids can't even read, and this is what they're being taught, trainings. This is what we're going to your property tax bill. The first time they CPS. Chicago Public Library. So this is what's happening, guys. So I'm just telling y'all, just gotta be honest with legal alien prices and what we are paying for the Medicaid. We are paying for Medicaid alone $1.2 billion we projected to pay this year alone, 2025, on healthcare, on SNAP benefits for legal aliens. We are projected to pay $300 to $5 million. That's why President Trump did it.
Okay. So I want everybody to know, I want to repeat this. I want to make sure that everybody understands these at 2 minutes each, so we can get to, the other business. But I want to be respectful to everybody and many people as possible as well. They wanted to come and they wanted to talk to the people. We might have said, you cannot come talk to my people. Come and talk to my people. Some of our people will agree with what you have to say, and some of them will not. We can agree to disagree, and we can move forward. Do me a favor and give them a round of applause. I need to see hands over here so I know where I'm coming. I see Tanya, I see Lady in the back. Was there anyone on this row here? Anyone else here? Okay. We're going to start with Miss Tanya. I got to take you. We're going to start with Miss Tanya here from the 4200 block of West Jackson. She one of the first individuals to start this organization with me, and I just appreciate all the wonderful work that she's been doing. Thank you, Tanya.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. The only thing I want to say is real short, and pretty much straight to the point. We have to stand together. And we need people to do their job. I don't care if you're Democrat, I don't care if you're Republican, I don't care if you're Independent, I don't care. I just want you to do your job. And we can have these talks, but talking is one thing, action is another. And the only way we can unify, today's gonna be what? Sure, everybody don't go home. You're gonna remember some of the stuff you heard and other stuff you want. So I'm gonna ask my daughter, stand up, Samaya. Before you leave, if you just write down your name, your contact, or email, or resource, let me tell you really quickly the short way of this. A lot of good information is here, but we can't get it in your 2 minutes that you talk, but you had good information. So if we can get the name and numbers, we can expand this out into a Zoom conversation. We can record it and build a life on it. Then you can go in and find out what you need help, and we can meet you where you need to start at. Because everybody's not going to be entry, and everybody is not going to be complex. But if we can build those short snippet videos, you could go in and look for where you need help. If you don't know what an error certificate is, you might want to start there. If you don't know what an exemption is, you may want to start there. We may even get to a point where we can put a survey and then come back and have a workshop where we see there is more of a need. That's called a gap analysis. So we can help our people. And we have to do that by coming together. And that's all that I want to say. And we just pray that God help us all, because you're right. They're out to get your property. That's real talk. And everybody's not doing their job, but they take them on the check. And we need to stop it here and not what's done here in 2 hours. This is gonna be you're gonna have your boots on and be ready to get in the trenches and work together.
Give her a hand.
Oh, that's the practice.
It's right here to my left. I don't see your hand. Just raise your hand. That's okay. Hold on a second. Just wait. I'm not gonna roll my eyes. I'm not gonna twitch my head. I'm not gonna do any of that. I'm just that's a mistake. It's an error.
I thought he was on this.
Do me a favor. Hey, I know it's okay. This time, right, this moment right here, we have a sister. I looked. I walked right past her. She didn't have her hand raised. I forgot she had her hand raised. Everybody, please forgive me. She's doing, hold on a second. She's doing a tremendous amount of work in this community with our seniors.
Okay.
She does not deserve to be overlooked like I just did. You have it on camera? I'm sorry. No, I'm not laughing. It's not laughing now. Like, she had a hand raised and I should not feel right.
Said they don't want to change. They cut Danny off like that. They cut you off.
It's right across the people's street that you might see inside. So I'll make it very brief to what Chicago Flip Red says, to what P. Ray stated. This is a land grab, okay? Now, one thing I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt is that I've seen at least 200 different tax, bills, south and west side, right? So let's speak briefly about the homeowners exemption. Now, one person is all in the range of $660. You guys, please fact check it when you look at your tax bills tonight. If you get a senior Ms. Joanne, you know, if you're getting a senior citizen exemption, it's somewhere in the $550 mark. Does not matter where you stay. So when I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, these taxes are not being assessed properly.
Right.
Because if it was a two-flat or a single-family home, it was all within that same range. 660 for a homeowner's exemption, south or west side. Senior citizens, exemption, 550, around that range. So I say that to say this, even with the senior freezes, right? You have to apply for that every year. I also specifically asked the assessor's office about something called a long-term exemption. Not everyone gets it. It's hidden. And they only send it to certain people. So back to what everyone was saying here, if you don't know policy, please be quiet and sit down and have several seats with somebody and hold their hand.
Amen.
Because at the end of the day, there's so much misinformation going around and flowing through here
Yep.
that people think that they're entitled to something and they're not.
Right.
Right? So last tidbit I want to put on, please, I can't stress it enough. Stop being friends with people that only want to give you a turkey or a ham around Thanksgiving.
For your vote. For your vote. For your vote.
I will say this, it's not that personal, right? But when I look and I see people that are about to lose their homes and they've lived there for 30, 40 years, I know my parents told me, I'm passing this to you as a generational wealth. We're losing that now.
Right.
So short term, hey, people, hey, short term. Make sure, as this young lady was trying to allude to here, you do get those exemptions. If you need help, we're having another sort of kind of seminar to explain tips on Monday. 5820 West Chicago Avenue at 5:30 on Monday. Get those exemptions. Secondly, make sure you demand that the assessor's office, the Board of Review, Larry Rogers' office, allows you to open up that window to do a Board of Review. Because one thing I can tell you, in all of these areas, in Inglewood, Lawndale, Garfield Park, they flooded in 2023.
So another thing that they're wrong on, I don't care how new their system is, they did not assess your property in accordance with the amount of damages that went on in your basement. I have seen countless amounts of foundation structural damages in these basements as a result of those floodings from 2023. Long term, it's time to do a change, okay? And I'm gonna tell you guys, I gotta be very brief and very straight to the point. Stop voting for these same people that put these tips on your tax bills. Because as they're sitting here saying, oh, it's Talay's fault. Talay works in the county. When it comes to city, those are two different entities. Go home and tell your friends. The city taxes, when you have the tips being taxated twice. The tips is one, city of Chicago, both go in the city of Chicago. You do not see the investments in your property, in your actual communities. Some of that tip money, myself, Talay, Mark, if we have organizations, we are supposed to be able to apply and waive those.
That's right.
We're not able to. I know I've applied twice. I can't speak to them. Then you have these big businesses that come into your neighborhood and get all the tip money. And they don't have anybody from your neighborhood that works there.
That's right.
So in closing, I just want to make sure in short term, make sure that you're checking for those exemptions. Long term, it's time. If you've been in office for 50 years, this is not something that happened yesterday. Right, Ms. Joanne? This is something that happened down through the years, 10, 20 years. When you get comfortable, last thing, look up Office of New Americans.
That's right.
It justifies what these two young ladies over here were saying about they're giving the money
To illegal aliens.
to legal immigrants,
That's your-
migrants, refugees, however you want to refer to them. But they wrote it into law. You want to hear the last tidbit? Your elected officials that's in office now, check the box and say, yes, let's go ahead and do it.
Let's do that. Let's go for that.
Round of applause. I told you that's something to say. I see you get hurt. I've seen multiple eyes go into the homes of our seniors to help them out with the flood situation that happened in our neighborhoods. Anyone deserves the opportunities. So that was an error on my part. Once again, my apologies. You had something very important that I just heard.
It's the first time.
No, I was talking to you. You had something that you wanted to say. I want to make sure you know.
Good evening, my name is BJ.
Look at her known to be.
I want you to look at your text. Look at that form on the very top when they're breaking down everything, they have something that says tip. But they did not break down what that tip is. And that's why our taxes went up extremely high. They have for the CPF and everything else at the bottom. But at the very top, it has tips. So make sure you check that out, okay? And I asked in a meeting a couple of weeks ago at Collins, and the assessor, he could tell me. Somebody else could tell me, everybody was born against each other. I said, I'm tired of everybody.
Well, that's their piggy bank.
Each other. I said, maybe we should get rid of everybody.
That's right.
Because you are supposed to be speaking up for us.
That's
You're
right.
supposed to fight for us.
That's
And
right.
I'm just tired, sick and tired of being tired.
Hmm.
And it's time for us to fight, and we do need some legal representation. And you know what, I want to say this and be very clear. If they said, no, not right now, well, if not right now,
Hmm.
because if we wait any longer, if this happened in another community, they wouldn't have to wait.
Hmm.
Right? They would tell us to wait till next year. We probably can't even afford our properties next year, the year after that. It's been a struggle, and it still is a struggle. Thank you for letting me say this.
Give her a hand for me. I saw two more hands back there. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. We've got to move forward. It's 4:30. We should have stopped about 10 minutes ago. But please forgive me. And if you could raise your hand once this presentation is done, I want to be sure that we get an opportunity to hear what this sister has to say in the back. And we have a state senator with us, and I want to be sure I give her an opportunity to the best of my ability to allow her to say a couple of things. But I want to get to what the organization has been working. And we have been working on long-term solutions for our community. And at this time, We have a gentleman who spoke a moment ago. His name is Dr. Brian Ransom. Dr. Ransom is from New Orleans, Louisiana. He left New Orleans and then he went to Howard University where he obtained his undergraduate degree. Then he moved forward on over to the University of Michigan, where he received his doctorate degree. And then he came to work here in Illinois in the western suburbs. But he said, I want to come live where my people live. And he came and purchased property in the 4400 block of West Glass. Dr. Brian Ransom is the individual who is in charge of all of Gladys for our organization, from independence to Cicero. He is also an elected official. He is one of the 3 district council members for District 11. At this time, Dr. Ransom has the floor. He has very important information to deliver to us.
All right, hi everybody. So it's been very frustrating hearing a lot of people talk without having seeming not to understand what the knowledge is behind this situation, right? So not only can I tell you how this works, we're going to tell you how to solve it, right? Once we tell you how to solve it, it's up to you guys to figure out if you actually want to join me how to solve it. I know I sound pretty flippant today. So my property taxes doubled just like yours did. I bought in 2019. I bought with low taxes. And the critical question is why? And of course, there are a variety of reasons. Some folks had some good things to say. I think P-Ray talking about vacant lots is interesting, but this is something that is policy-based. So yes, it is something of an effect, but it can be solved with just math, right? We can talk about the elected officials, you can talk about trying to vote them out. But again, if the policies don't change, you're gonna be in the same situation in 3 or 4 years. So let's move our attention away from the immigrants, from Google and the Black people down in the office, and move our attention to where the actual policy leaders are. So this is a puzzle. I'm really good at puzzles. I solve puzzles. The puzzles I solve. So property taxes aren't really that big of a deal.
Yeah, he from New Orleans.
So this is a 4-step process. Your house is a value and it has an assessment. It also has some relationship to all the values in the state of Illinois. Then you have some exemptions that need to be applied that depend on who you are. And then the total tax bill is calculated given what the institutions that serve you need. Remember, I think it was
No, they're stealing.
Assessor Scott was telling you there are all these organizations that come and ask for money. Thank you, County Commissioner Scott. All these organizations come and they say, we need tax money. All that gets added up, and then that percentage gets applied to your actual value, and that's how you get your tax bill. So the first thing is getting the assessed value. So you have a fair market value. That fair market value is assessed. That means somebody says it's worth this much. That's the person who works for the county comes out and actually looks at your property. Most of us have residential property is taxed at 10%. A lot of people talking about, well, the commercial property isn't getting taxed as much. Commercial property gets taxed at 25% of its market value. That's 2.5 times greater than what residential properties get taxed at. It's not the commercial properties. That's not how that works. And I know you see me being frustrated because I'm irritated with how much misinformation there is because
You've got misinformation too, though.
Be educated to have the right information about how this works. Commercial properties get charged 25% of all their value. And commercial properties tend to be more expensive than residential.
They're stealing property.
By far. There's a gentleman in there who came and talked to me about how he owns commercial property. The mixed-use property in your neighborhood, that's commercial property. That gets charged at 2.5 times greater than your house does. So people talking about, well, they shifted the commercial property from downtown.
The tax levies.
This is the same thing.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Yeah, so all this is to be said, the assessed value is the market value times the assessment level. And then they apply equalization. The Illinois state says you're only allowed to get charged for 1/3 of your wealth. So they do some statistics, they work out some numbers, and they say this is 1/3 of what it's cost We're gonna multiply your property by a third. This is your equalized assessed value. This is the value that we're gonna start thinking about talking to taxes or thinking about taxes. Then you look at your exemptions. Your exemptions depend on what sort of person you are. You are a homeowner. You get $10,000 off your tax bill, regardless of your type. This is important because this is the mechanism by which the differences in tax values are expressed. I know that's a lot of words. It means the reasons tax bills pop up differently in our neighborhood, like they do is because of the homeowner exemption. It's math. I'm gonna show you in a second. If you're a senior, 65 plus, you get AK off. You can also ask for freeze, veterans, disabled. There are all sorts of exemptions. You gotta look them up to see what you can. You get all those exemptions applied to your equalized assessed value. That's your taxable value. So once you get to your taxable value, then everybody comes and says, well, how much should we be collecting from your taxable value? So school districts, 60 to 70%, which is what was mentioned earlier. City services, 10 to 15%. Cook County services, 5 to 8%. Parks, libraries, and community colleges, 10 to 15%. Special districts is 2 to 5. So 2/3 of your taxes are going to schools. Schools. And we can have a problem with how our children are educated. But if we do not pay this in the way that it should be paid, we're hurting our children.
Not true.
Our children suffer when we don't pay our taxes. And I understand not everybody
They
has
still-
the wherewithal to pay these huge increases. We're going to work on this. But this is how you give back to your community.
Oh,
Pay your taxes. The
God.
reason a lot of the decay is happening in our society as it is because nobody wants to pay taxes.
We don't have
taxes.
Oh, God.
It's a news game. That's not how this works. The reason why I moved to Norway and have such great quality of life is because they get taxed 50 to 60% on everything. You wanna know how I know? Because I've been there. I go there all the time. I was in Switzerland a few years ago. I'm going to Italy tomorrow. What I'm telling you is that life is better because of taxes. Everyone's well educated. You know how many Italians I work with who do nuclear physics like it's a regular thing? That's
Right.
That's true. That's true. I agree with that. We can have a conversation about how we can properly allocate our property taxes so that our children are properly educated.
They're stealing.
But
They're stealing the money.
but
You have no idea what you're talking about.
Even though they call them schools.
Yeah, yeah,
But that's a separate issue than paying your taxes.
yo,
That's a set, this is all,
Let's go back to how we calculate things. This is the house.
they stealing the money.
This is how much your properties
still-
have increased in value over the last 25 years. This is from 2001. What do you think happened here? It's the credit crisis. All the property values did, they dropped. This is where we are now. COVID's about right here. This is Humboldt Park and Belmont Craig. So Garfield Park gets split in this calculation between Humboldt Park, Belmont Craig, Austin, and North Lawndale. So I didn't change the heading, but this is Austin, North Lawndale. It's a different color. And what I want you to notice is the change between the least amount that your property is worth and the most amount is 244%. That's a 350% increase. That's how much your property has increased in value. This is what you want. You want your property to go up in value. You just need to be able to pay your taxes and maintain it.
Oh.
The value that is locked in your house that Treasurer Conyers Urban was talking about, this is how that happens. You need growth in order for the American
Just let him die on that hill by himself.
You just want to tax
He's stuck.
in a way that are appropriate and fair.
Let him be
So
miserable.
also, when you look at the median value, $254,000 is the median value. That means if you look at with 50% cheaper than this,
LGBTQ.
everything's more expensive.
So they don't get it.
This is Humboldt Park, I'm sorry, this is Austin, North London. We have a 208% difference. That's 300%.
LGBTQ might be a mental illness at this point.
This is Inglewood, 296% increase in value. Median value is $161,000. So these are the three neighborhoods that have had the largest increases in property taxes, right? Everybody's complaining, oh, property taxes are double. Mine double. Mine almost tripled. I can tell you why they didn't. This is a similar neighborhood. That's Rogers Park, that's uptown. What I want you to notice is that there's a 115% difference between the lowest value of the last 25 years and the highest value. But I also want you to look at the median value for houses in the area. It's $800,000. This is where that exemption comes in. Because when your house is worth almost $1 million, when you get charged for your taxes, $10,000 don't mean nothing. But when your house is worth 100 grand and you get charged for your taxes, that $10,000 keeps you from paying those taxes. This is the mechanism by which you have been overtaxed. It's not nobody doing something to you. It's not nobody trying to do a land grab. It is bad.
Oh, my God.
These are all the values. If you go look at this, I give you this website, look at this presentation. This is how everything shakes out in terms of housing. What you are seeing is your housing value go up. You are seeing more money in your pocket as an asset, which is what you need.
Go try to sell your house.
So let's work through an example. We started in 2023. My house was assessed around $113,000. If I look at the median increase, that in 2024 looks like $350,000. I'm exaggerating a bit, but that's how the values have more or less changed. So if you go through the math I just showed you earlier, you go from your market value to your assessment value to the equalization factor, your homeowner exemption, what you see is that by the time you get through the homeowner exemption, this is your taxable value. It's $24,000 before the change. After the change, your taxable value is $95,000. What's doing that? It's the equalization and the exemption. So that means if you are in the Garfield Park, because your property values are so cheap and you see so much growth, you're in this example, your annual taxable value is quadruple. The way you combat that is you file a reappraisal. That's what I did. I knew this was happening a year ago. I've been talking about housing prices increasing 2-3 years ago. So one of the reasons I moved here is because I knew the housing prices were going to increase. It was obvious given the pressure from all the neighborhoods around it. What? Oh, I think you filed. So I will talk about it. So this is what happened in Garfield Park. This is why your taxes went up like this. This is why you went from paying $1 grand or $2 grand a year to $8 grand, $7 grand, $6
When
grand.
it comes to people's houses, these are.
This is what somebody rich in Rogers Park did. Their property might have started in 2023 to 373,000. That's just the assessed
Everything was a
value.
gamble.
That's not market, that's assessed value.
You're dealing with a whole
You go
bunch
from
of
that,
feminine
their
men
taxable
who
value
men
is
still
102
and
grand.
gamble with
So their
everything.
taxes are already high because they're already paying 10 grand a year to live there. Then they look at they get their reassessment in 2024. And again, this example, these aren't actually what happened, this is an example. They're after their taxing VAT after all the math is done is 230 grand. So it's double, right? So their taxes go from 9,500 to 19,500, right? But what most homeowners did who didn't want to have to deal with this is they filed an appeal. They got their stuff reappraised. So instead of having it go for 800 grand, it went for 600 grand. And then their tax bill goes from 9,500 to 14,500, which is only a 50% increase. So it goes from the quadruple rate to 50%. You see how the math works out? Does this make sense?
College educated.
Nobody's trying to get you. It's policy. What's happening is people who know the policy are using the policy to get ahead. It's not about you. There are some folks who are racist and do want what you have, and they will use the tools they have to get whatever they have. But we combat that just by knowing what you have and how it works. And say, this is
All wrong.
I say do it. See?
so. This is a matter of policy. So we need to get as excited about policy as we are about trying to move somebody's feet to the fire. That's my opinion. We can change these plans. We've drawn up how we should do this. Now, how do we execute on this? So new policy proposals, I need to propose we do 5 things. Freeze assessments for 3 years. Return to the values of previous year. So that means your property taxes go down and they hang out 2023 values for 3 years. You continue to pay that same rate for the next 3 years until 2028. If you have a problem paying that, you get to it. So everything else can change, but your value doesn't for 3 years. So all the other numbers in the equation can switch around. Your numbers might go up and down a little bit, but it's not going to be what you saw. The reason you need this is because this gives you time to file an exemption on the value. If you are a part of the special class of people, you have 3 years to figure out what exemptions you qualify for and then file them. You have 3 years to apply for a reassessment. You have 3 years to apply for to file a certificate of error. And if none of that works, you still have 3 years to save the money to pay the bill.
Do you know?
Does everybody understand what he's saying right there in the front? The first request is we are requesting a freeze on the taxes or say a freeze on the taxes for 3 years dating back to when?
So last year's value.
To last year's value on your property. And this will give residents enough time to, once again,
Apply for your appeal or file a certificate. So even if none of that works, you still have time to pay the money.
to do what the young lady in that area who was sitting down back there, to do what she said, which is to file our exemptions. Number one, we are requesting a freeze on the taxes dating back to 2020. Last year, it's a great.
Number two, once we get past 3 years, then you start paying back what you could have paid in 2025, assuming you know all your exemptions and assessments, et cetera. So you have until 2028 to get to this value that you're paying now. At 2028, you bring in a third of your new value every year until you get to 2030, and then in 2030 you catch up with everybody else. That's 5 years to catch up with everybody else. Brief back of the envelope calculator, saving you up to any year. Oh, I'm sorry. Saving you about two.
Info at Chicago, Zoe at Chicago, flip, red dot red,
This would be an example. I know the numbers are hard to see. With the current system,
Zoe at
just for some numbers in here.
Chicago, flip, dot red.
Your new tax bill is $4,500. Then if you did not do this, you pay an additional like $7,000 to $8,000.
And
With this adjustment, you save about $8,000. And the idea is the city would just have to wait on that money, or they would have to find some other way to put it together. Now, this part is actually really important. Now that you've solved the immediate issue, now what do you do for the long-term homeowners who have been here for 10+ years? You tie any increases to CPI, to annual inflation, which the federal government calculates every year. You have an income requirement, so rich folks aren't out here capitalizing on it. I wouldn't qualify. Property value must be less than $500,000. I wouldn't qualify. And that protection applies indefinitely if you get in the first time. So if you've been here for a while, your house didn't cost a lot of money, you don't make a lot of money, your taxes never go.
We're referring to legacy residents pretty much.
Only legacy, yes.
Been here for, have we figured out like how long we've been here as a home?
10 years.
10 years or more we've been here as a home. I think it should be more than that. But that's the gist of it. If you are a legacy resident, then say it again, Brian, your taxes should not go up. So she can hear us up here. I want to make sure everybody can hear us. Your taxes should not go up if you are a legacy resident.
I didn't think of
Let's keep going.
So the other part of this is that this should apply to all residents in the area, is that there are serious quality of life issues in our neighborhoods. And it's not our fault. We are the victims of redlining and of racist policy. So that needs to be taken into account when making new policy. What that means is we develop our own redlining impact score. We assess quality of life, infrastructure, services, environmental hazards, and amenities. So if the police aren't coming to your house when you call them, you're not getting more taxes. That will be included in whatever assessment you do. If they can't pick up the trash, you're not paying no more taxes. So the idea is that this protects against gentrification. So you just are not gonna have to deal with this.
Hold on one second. Someone had a question for you?
And I'm confused because my taxes actually went down. So from my understanding, and this is why I need you to the internet today, because from what I see in my situation, because I own property in Bronzeville, Inglewood, and I am in the 27th ward, but I rent. When I got my property tax bill, I actually got a deduction. From what I'm understanding is that a lot of people may have not been getting the proper taxes, like paperwork may not be filled out right. And I think that that's like a advantage to the people that's older. And from what I know from a couple of people that are from the west side, because I am actually a developer as well, that they told me that a lot of older people need help in filling out the paperwork. So I think that right now we need to turn this into maybe helping them to fill out the paperwork.
Tanya, you can do me a favor, let's jot that down, just one percentage.
Yes, because I actually, that's what my.
You get our seniors, and other individuals who do not understand as much as possible. So.
Yeah, I think that's what this is. Right now, we don't want all this smoke.
But here's the thing, is it possible to get that 50%?
Hold on one second. Right.
Right, like everybody, they just asked me.
Everybody, you get favor, everybody who gets favor, we're gonna go right back to this presentation. Right? Go right ahead.
So this is to the effect, this is to address the effects of redlining, which we all care about. We just need to develop the metric. It's not hard, it just requires research. And then there are statistical changes. This is math stuff. If you want to go into it, we can. There's something called a coefficient of dispersion that makes sure that things are properly evenly distributed in terms of assessments. This is how you address the vacant tax prop. I'm sorry, the vacant lots that Peter was talking about. You make sure that your coefficient of dispersion does not go above.
Forensic audit.
You calibrate this number. This technical stuff that you guys will talk about can. And then there's also the coefficient of fractional bias, which is more technical stuff, which means that you're not giving what's the word? You're not privileging properties that are more expensive because they sell for more money. So another technical thing, we can go through it, some charts and graphs if you really want to. But this is important because this technical part ensures that you don't have to suffer from the things that B-Ray was talking about. That's it. That's all I got.
Thank you.
We've got two questions here. I want to start with the young lady who had a question before we started this presentation. Start piecing it in order. I'm gonna go all the way to the back to the young lady. Back, raise your hand for a second. That young lady right there. Give her a mic.
It was more so a comment and just some encouragement. I just want to first of all, thank you for having this. I think, I think the biggest problem in our community and oftentimes is we don't understand. And this gentleman, what you put down to the team was very intentional, and I really appreciate you doing this. The Bible says comparison is like a knowledge, right? You don't know. So I challenge each and every one of us, let's stop listening to sound bites. Let's stop listening to what somebody said. Get them, we got ChatGPT, we got Google, we got Siri, whatever, to start educating ourselves. For an example, I own a property, I bought my building in 2021, 320,000. It's now worth 650,000. My taxes went up, so I'm mad. But if we honest, it should, because the value of what he's breaking down, the value, but I like what he said, let's not throw it on us at once. I didn't budget. My board should have had that much. I didn't budget for them. So what he's saying, I like that. Let's go back. Let's pause. Let's do a reset. Let me get any exemptions. And I run about or whatever. And then let me spread that out over time. I don't think it's a money grab thing. It's not a money grab. It's about fixing what's broken. And so we talk about people in position in these places. Let's not judge on what somebody else said. I really encourage when people have their own experience. I don't want to negate that. But what I do see is I work at CPS. I receive CPS funding. I thank God for CTU because we are underpaid, deal with so much. And the lady's point over here, the tactics is the system's broken. What we should be paying is true, but it makes spelled out working. That north side is more than what we from the south and the west side. That's the problem. And that's why I thank the mayor now for doing that. He allocated and tell the money back into our schools and our community. And he's unapologetic about it. So they want to spend 15 cents on a bag. Instead of saying, let's tax these billions of companies that busy getting tip money out of their life. No, pay your fair share. They're making our money because they're not going nowhere. Pay the $21 a day, and before I go, just to give you a picture. My dad just worked at Moreland had 3 stores. If I know it, right? They had about 200 people at, excuse me, like 180 employees. We did the math. That would have been 4,000 a month, 50,000 per year. They grossed $75 million a year in our community. $50,000 is a drop in the bucket. Pay that taxes. Pay it. And stop taxing us. Stop taxing us. That's all I'm saying. So my last thing is, you can characters and back knowledge. Let's do our research. Get on ChatGPT, get on Google and Siri and whatever for yourselves.
Hey, give her a round of applause. I want you to respect to her. She waited a long time to speak. Once again, my name is Talay Thompson. The organization is the Westside Block Club Association. To the best of my ability, not the greatest ability in the world, but to the best of my ability, I'd like to do a decent and an open. We have a start time, which was 3 o'clock. We started on time. And we have an end time. The end time is 5 p.m. It is 5 p.m. Our meeting is adjourned. So everyone, meeting is over. So everyone know as you get ready, we will have food outside in a bit. We have the legendary DJ Sam Chapman, the godfather of Steppers music. He's here. Give him a round of applause for him. DJ Sam Chapman is here. We're going to do a little dance and enjoy ourselves. And we're going to have some food. Hopefully my food is in order out there. We're going to move forward. Next meeting, we will continue with what it is that we are with what we've been discussing tonight. There are things in that proposal that I really like, and there are some things that I don't like as much. We want to revise it a little bit, edit it a little bit, and then we want to present to our elected officials collectively. All right, everybody, enjoy yourselves. Enjoy them. Pardon me? Everybody, we have our sign-up sheet here. It will be at the front desk. We need everyone's information, name and contact information. Be sure you sign. At this time, you are in very, very capable hands. Godfather, step into
Chicago flips red. We fight corruption and debunk these lies that's out here. Yeah, because it's a land grab. They're definitely stealing property. They've been stealing property for a very long time. So somebody from New Orleans can't tell nobody about no Chicago. I wouldn't have came, but I ain't here. Because yeah, you made. We got. She said they went up to 60. Right? If her say $1,000, look at this 600,000 in this. Yeah, like that doesn't matter. They take like they literally. Yeah. What? Yeah, that's all that. Like they don't know what they talk about. What? They gonna listen. Oh, yeah. Pleasure meeting you. It's a privilege. God bless you. Whatever I can do, I'm here to give you more energy or whatever you want. All right, thank you. All right, yeah, don't push it back, baby. Go. Yeah. Yeah, you see all that bullshit he just said? Hey, you know it's a fucking land grab. Yeah, man, y'all know what's happening. They want this city. And we, I think. Yeah. I'm glad you're here. They're excited. Yeah, we're gonna have to come together because I know why they're stealing. They're stealing because of the tip mark. Now they can sit here and act like they don't want to talk about that and all that. You might be on the branding board, but at the end of the day, branding can't tell about hey. We have to know that. Talking about it has for the Lord. Atlanta was booming. Everybody was coming down there. Houston, why would they shut down New York? And they just do that. We was just go. Like we wasn't going on. Can't be body. All right. 312. 358. 1112. Omega. Oh, I'm staying to the set. Yeah, I'm staying to the set. I can't 'cause I want to watch some stuff, and I love Sam Chapman. Okay, yeah. All right. And then as soon as we walked in, he was like, because they be gonna come in here and lie to y'all. But we be down there confronting them on the lie. And now this is the first time, and I appreciate him for inviting us here. Because they don't invite us. And they don't invite us because we gonna tell the truth. We're gonna tell because like that whole thing he put together, bullshit. Bullshit, and the fact that you are insulted, the fact that you're just mad that we're there and we that he was there, huh? Right. You should have told yesterday. And they still on the green for someone who talks about it. One white man. And in fact, why wait your turn. Yeah. Stand down. In your city, and we know this is going to happen. Y'all back to them and not. But we got everything and nobody. Oh, that's great.
You see that? You see that? You see that BS? Yeah, what's Zoe? Joey, this is James, my high school.
I was with you.
Get your
I
information.
was with you over there at the Harvest, and not the Harvest, but Harvest Church.
Yeah.
In Phil City over there the other night when they had Jason Irvin.
Rem Edie's lying.
Huh?
Rem Edie.
Yeah.
Sorry, all them guys,
Yeah.
Hatch and Accurate, they bullshit. Yeah, they know we.
Yeah,
They bullshit.
they both were there.
Yeah, Accurate can't stand us.
Jason was there.
Y'all tell the truth.
Look. I saw you when you said what you said. I was there. In fact, I was sitting right behind you when you came on. Who else was there? They had quite a few because they had what's the name that was.
Well, let us finish, baby. We in a conversation.
They had quite a few people.
I'll be through in a minute. Okay. You've been interrupting baby all night. I'm trying to get to you. Go ahead. Acting on bull crap. Right. This is bullshit. Am I right or wrong? That whole thing was being. They taking that last guy. This one here. I told you don't mess with. What's his name? The one that did the presentation. Yeah, I need. Was he good?
Yeah,
no. What's his name? I need
his name.
the one that showed the. And he worked for City of Chicago.
Yeah, right.
Look, yes. See, I just told him. That's why he kept going on. He wouldn't even stop talking to him. He wouldn't even stop and talk to him.
That's what was business card. Presentation did not come with no business card.
Yeah, because I wasn't. We weren't supposed to be here. I got your information. As soon as we walked in, Michael Scott. Oh, he ran away from me. Yeah, y'all had him on the. Then when that guy seen him. Yes. I asked him. He told me, I said, hey, you could have stopped it. The commissioner put me through. He on bullshit. They did it to me. They did it to my family. Like, this is what I've been fighting for.
Right.
This is why this is here. This ain't no about no red or blue. This ain't no about no Donald Trump. This is my mother's hometown. You knocked down my generational wealth because you're trying to take it because it's in a TIF district. Come on, so he got it.
Wait a minute, but she still. No.
I just want his name so I can do my research on him. Give me your information.
I just wanted that information. I told him, I said, you know what, you said a whole lot, but I think my hand out. I said, that. I told your PowerPoint, you give me a handout. I said, what's your name now? Zoe. I said,
yeah, because they're right there. was BS. See, we weren't supposed to come in.
I'm glad y'all came, so.
That's the first time we've been invited. We usually have to just go. That's the first time he invited, and I was like, thank you, because it's always another side.
All this is garbage, but even one today.
Because it's about TIF. They stealing property within TIF districts. And then the CCU and CCS, they are the biggest criminal organization.
What is the tip? He went out.
All them kids, they have it. You know how many lawsuits, you see how many lawsuits we paying for the CPD? But you see it, right? We see it. You know how many lawsuits we paying out for them teachers messing with them kids?
At the,
It's worse than the Epstein file.
you know, that's my take that. Yeah, come on, generation.
Hey, y'all. Yeah. Yeah.
All black people dance. They want to dance. Come on.
I mean, you can dance too, but
Yeah,
you gotta tell that truth. Hey.
Thank you for coming.
Hey,
I'm
man.
doing my shoe for my cousin
Where you tonight?
today.
Oh, he wanted me. Okay, yeah.
But he said he was sitting next to you on the council meeting and didn't know it was you.
Man, I be in there, man.
I know you doing.
Hey,
You
that's
trying.
I want to start telling the truth. Thank you so much.
Hey, baby.
I got you. Yeah, 'cause I just want people to know what is bigger than. I
got you. Right. Yeah.
I got you. Smart name. I got
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
And this is what I'm telling them. Listen, I don't care about Democrat versus Liberal. I don't care. We one thing, and that's black. And we need to stop acting like we ain't. And we don't get together. And that's our problem. Stop being divided. We need to be united. We might not have the same views, but we stand on one accord, and that's that they fucking us over. Us over with no gasoline. They ain't playing with our ass. They fucking us over. And that line, we need to get them all out. And the constituents don't understand. We got the power to get the fuck on. We can make you go. We need to act like we know our power. Y'all don't gonna think y'all just gonna come check our neighbor. I said we'll start burning this motherfucker down before we hand it to you. I meant it. I will burn this motherfucker down before I let them happen. I'm doing all the ripping and running and bringing up food. Oh, please. You out, man. Man, too. Open it up, man, too. I told my mom them I don't give a damn no more. Fuck red, all the red, yellow, green.
I've been saying for 2 years, man, I say, man, we gotta get down there with the Chicago Fifth Red. They fight for us down here.
They do be. For real, they study being down there at City Hall. We should be so damn thick down there. Ain't no black people being down there. Get y'all there.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
I am about to ask the
Giant.
the blue ain't did shit for me. Blue, green, and yellow. I'm my own man.
I'm there.
I'm trying to tell people all the time, I'm like, I independently aligned with the Republican Party because I'm watching y'all fucking me. I'm watching y'all fuck my family.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
watching you fuck black.
I hate that happening. I saw what happened. I saw your back.
Yeah, I'm like, how are y'all mad at me for making a conscious decision to be like, why would I? There's nobody there. They all blue.
Blue done showed me already, so maybe it's time for something new.
Like
But it don't matter. We all don't want to pour. And what it is that showing them they can't fuck us. That's all.
Chicago, if the world, before I first started, before this, I went down there and I
I'm
said,
about to go to DC. They invited me on the 22nd for some type of diplomat. I want you to take my blanket and send me yours. And that's what I was just telling that old woman. Go play with your mom. Because you already know all us, me, you, people, we all sat in the same room. I don't do none of that sad shit.
What happened?
Now, she already know what I'm talking about. That
it's just, the issue is,
I was running around, so I couldn't make the.
No, I'm here because I'm really for it. I met her in a room because I'm here. I don't have to, I'm the biggest in this. I go everywhere from Southwest. I'm running for all 27. I own property in Inglewood. I sue CPS. I sue CHA. I won. You know what I'm saying? It ain't good. I spend my own money and black people don't know that. Black motherfuckers didn't support me. I really no, they did. Who finna spend me? No, it's not ridiculous. I spent my $50,000 to sue CHA to show what the fuck they doing to us. But I'm telling you, you don't know who I am. It don't matter because I don't need that. God is using me. So I get upset when people think I come in these rooms because I want to be liked. I spend my own fucking money to show how they treating us. They don't, you can't sue CHA or CPS with no government money. I took my own fucking money. So when I come in these rooms and these old people play with me, they go play with their mama in her grave. Because my people from Charleston. And I was raised that you put the mask on yourself first. And I don't have no respect for nobody no more playing. She know what I'm talking about. So send me your info because they invited me to this some type of diplomat event, January 22nd in Capitol Hill. I didn't ask to come. So they said that's where they sent Gandhi, Martin Luther King. So I'm finna go in there and talk about Chicago.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm saying that I wanna, when I come back, I wanna make sure that I got connection on all y'all. Because y'all understand that God is using us. We gotta get past whatever, all y'all. You know what I'm talking about. I know. Okay, I love you. Cause in the beginning. All right, that's what I'm saying. Like I've been in there. That's why like that's why they so mad at they so mad because I studied them.
That's why
I studied.
I said, I want to help. I want to help.
Thank you
They
so
was like,
much.
okay. My family know not to play with me. When I said one time and I mean it.
I appreciate that because I was like, dang, ain't nobody gonna listen to us. I'm like, we down there.
They want to go. They want to go harder. They want to make it where he trying to start a bill. They want to start a bill, something where it won't even be like this no more.
Well, they got the two, and I thought he was going to talk about that, but now I know he came from the city and that BS stuff he just gave out. It's unconstitutional, man. It's unconstitutional.
Yeah.
And if we so busy worried about Trump, he trying to abolish property taxes right now.
You got my keys. We need
But nobody want to talk about it. But we need to ask for a forensic audit.
Yeah.
If the whole city, if everybody in every ward
Get together.
and ask for a forensic audit,
Yeah.
I promise. And so we have to pause and
I'm finna go from.
and we just
I'm
have to
finna-
freeze
I'm down.
everything.
We need to start marching, going around, letting people know we need to ask for this audit.
Yeah,
We need.
and what I'll do is, and I'll send what a forensic audit is, because this guy said, like, you always saying forensic audit, but you're not explaining what it is. I was like, you're right.
Okay.
But that if everybody, it don't have to be red, blue, everybody will be like, hey, high schoolers, people who really go to their alumni stuff. This man just laundered $14 million in the Kenwood Academy. So you see what I'm saying? What about Dunbar? What about CVS? $1 million Tony. So I'm just saying, like, just Kenwood? When there's other high schools that need something? So I'm just saying, like, from a real Chicagoan, a person who loves this city, know the culture in this city, know that we should not be in no $1.2 billion deficit.
No,
We need a forensic audit.
Yeah, we need it. We need to get together and ask for that audit. I'm gonna go all around. I can do North Lawndale. I can do West Garfield. That's our problem. We don't stand together. Yep. When they get ready to do something to them Hispanics, and they got ready to close them schools, they showed up in numbers. The schools were right on open. When the Hispanics told them we don't want TIF, they ain't got TIF.
Right in part. I said that. They brought buses down there when that dude was trying to put $1 billion in there. This man is literally trying to steal $1 billion in TIF money in this next. If this vote do it,
stealing it first. This goes way back.
Yeah, but it's a piggy bank. It's a such bank. Democrats. Yeah, but my thing is though, how y'all gonna steal like this in front of me and y'all haven't paid my mama her money? You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's personal, and then I'm watching you fuck all of Chicago.
Sierra, hold on.
Outside of my car.
Like all of this right here is all true. But what's going down over there, it's all flip, man. It's all flip. They make us believe, what the man, these motherfuckers are so fucked up that we need to flip this motherfucker because they got people.
Like, don't you ever play with Chicago again? Like, it's just like that. Like, don't you ever play with Chicago again? The world watches Chicago.
Flip this bitch.
Man, don't you ever mess with Chicago ever again?
That's all they do. And then they come over and try to give you turkey in hand, man. That's all our money, man. That's all that, man. So what they do, he ships out 50,000 trolleys all over. Oh, yeah, you know what? Go, keep them going. Make it the fuck out. It's throw that chick in your face and manipulate our people. Hey, and Trump trying to send a National Guard here. Nah, we don't need them. I think what sacrifices what people scared to do. Right. They got to talk about the crime numbers down. But you see what just happened in DC? They just got popped for. I said, oh, that's gonna come here because you can't make me believe. We got a record in shootings, but we got the lowest murder rate in the last 2 years. It don't make sense. These switches ain't switching. and then you can put these knucklehead news that things that's the same. All these media. You lose that. Yeah, that's a good one. These switches ain't switching. The switches ain't switching. Yeah, I'm gonna say from a West Side. Every time we look at the news, you see 5 there, 2 there. You just add it up like, oh, this ain't making no sense. No. Like, I go with the schools. There's a couple high schools where I stay in, and there's fights inside the school. These people, they say that it was outside. All the time outside, and they had this inside. They're not reporting crime. It's because they control how the officers can go on time. Yeah. So push them. They say, no, just say they're outside. But the shit happened inside. I even talk to these kids. I work with these kids. Oh, no. That's a shame. But yeah, that's the shit. So yeah, that girl lady in there talking about some CT. I like CT. It's stealing. It's all Oh no. Okay. What? Food.
You want something to eat?
Yeah.
What you want?
What they got?
Come on.
You gonna eat? Yeah.
Yeah. You tell me I'm gonna have my sister. So they got baked chicken.
Okay.
Jerk chicken.
I want baked chicken, jerk chicken.
Baked chicken, jerk chicken. Greens. Yeah. What about greens? Cabbage. Mashed potatoes.
Okay. Rice.
You want some rice?
And some.
And some mashed potatoes. Okay.
Yeah. Look good. Oh, and some cabbage. Yeah.
Well, I grew up on 13th and Hard my whole life. My father, kids. They is my cousin.
I was up there.
Yeah, I assist him with everything. I've been in this neighborhood my whole life. And I've been, like I told him, before they come get it, I'll burn it down. Or I hand it over to you. I meant that. You want string bean?
Yeah.
See, you say 5 to 7. I'm not playing with them. They don't get to just take nothing. Okay. Oh, it's too little.
Oh, really? Yeah. So,
Yeah, who did this?
wait.
Who did this marketing? That 3 to 5 was big. What I tell people when they see me, like, make the time big. And if you put this in, all I saw was this. Now I got this plate. Let me put this plate up. Is Danny? Okay. You see how long that lasts?
That's what I was
Go down to the let me see. Every time she down there eating, turn the light on. Okay, look. Everybody's supposed to get 2 pieces of chicken and some pizza. You have only 2 pieces of pizza for the girl. Angel, go back. They said that all they got left over was 2 pieces of pizza.
There's a title.
BC, so this is gonna get no pizza. I'm not gonna leave like you got cheese there. Out there, because I don't have to get back in.
I know you can. Thank you.
No, they only got 2 pieces of pizza apiece.
Okay. I agree. Yeah. I'm so thankful for the invite here, because that's all I wanted. That's all I was wanting. This is just an invite so we can tell our side. Nothing too crazy. You know, but Brandon had that guy come with that BS presentation. Rand, what's his name? I forget what his name was. He was so mad at us back there. Ryan. Ryan Ramsey. He came from New Orleans. He's gonna tell us what we're doing wrong when it comes to the assessments, and it's not a land grab out here. When they've been redlining for since the beginning of time. They still redline to this day, but you want to say it's not? Yes, it's the illegal immigrants. Yes, it's TIF money. Y'all are stealing TIF money. Your values are going up. Your values are going up. Your taxes are going up. But if you go try to sell that $600,000 house, you ain't gonna get $600,000. The schools are compromised. 60% of TIF is going to the schools, and the schools look the way they look. That lady said she get underpaid as a school teacher in Chicago. I find that quite not true. How much money we giving them? It ain't even no kids to teach. So why they need 60%? Let me tell you something. The vacant lots in these different areas is equivalent to how these schools look. There ain't nobody in them. We ain't got no kids in there. School empty. Neighborhoods empty. You ain't gonna say that
He said again.
Good. You took your words away.
He said, yeah, something wrong.
That's a laugh on that.
Oh, he was saying that about the vacant buildings downtown. That's not a reason either. That could be a part of it, but that's not all it. You know, everything. Trying to be right there. That's correct. Everything that Danielle said was correct. Everything the other girl said. Westside, I got her name. Oh, thank you. I got it from TikTok. Oh, you thought you were recording over here? Huh? Oh no, I'm talking about myself. Yeah. Yeah. So she took that man in there. Brandon took that man in there a lot. Bill. They just didn't think that I was gonna be there. They did that we was gonna get the young. I think God's gonna invite me to more things because they bringing these people out here that's lying. Melissa Home Years, Urban is she thinks she's a socialite. She out here trying to show her body, her new body. You think she's gonna get that congressional seat? She's not. You said it was on.
Yes, it's all just they know like it's chicken, but like it's brilliant.
How you gonna say you're not gonna do no business with Trump?
It's up there.
You are the president.
They ain't got no signs on nothing.
What made you think that you could say that and that made sense? You taste it?
Yeah, just even.
What is sweet treasure? Remember you had that BMO account? You opened up your husband's account, some mortgage company in there. Remember that?
I never seen how he was like.
You want to talk about that?
No,
We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about how your workers, the city, as a union, and one Inspector General found the wrongdoing. You still out here on a Trump trying to smear Trump's name. Girl, what's smear Melissa's name? You want to sing? No. Oh yeah, that's a dollar. Yeah. Play for me. Walk around. Thank you. Yeah, I got everything. Say this. See that light, man? Yeah, we out here. See that light over here? Over there. Yeah, yeah. We out here. Just had our lesson today. Yeah. Where you at? Ain't gonna saw you. Outside. Yeah. I used to be good last year. Yeah, what the things in the building? Yeah. We got where where's the guys that I just also I want y'all to understand. Don't believe the open. Oh yeah, it's sister, huh? Yeah. Don't believe the open. That's higher, man. You up there? Yeah, I'm a little bit up there. I'm every third, huh? I'm trying to get comfortable, man. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of work, though. Yeah. The whole day. Everybody got asked for a forensic audit.
Order. Like, yeah, it's called 29th. And we're doing it. Well, this will be a city council. Yeah, but we're working on our first town hall. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So next week. Yeah, we trying to have a meeting. Well, you need to do that. And I said, so I started. Okay. Remember me, Joanne. Okay. Stop. Well, at this point, it's gonna take us to save up.
I should have no mukbangs right now. I said, not to have no mukbang right now.
It's gonna have to take us to save us, you know. I know, right? Okay.
This reminds me of my campaign stuff. I always cook for them. I got my food license just so I can cook for my constituents.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I went again. I got it on its price for 2029. How about you have a big old
That's what they do. They think they can do this to us and then tell us to go how we go, don't do nothing. Popularity contest. Oh, yeah. Amen. I get it. You know, everybody say, well, these white people been doing this, these white people been doing that. Ain't with no white person knocked down my building, man. Okay. The people who's working in the building department, the same people that's working there now. As a matter of fact, they upgraded her, made her the commissioner. She black.
people need to drink water.
So, Robert Manuel was the mayor, though. But my mother had an attorney at that time. He just ended up selling her out. So, when people ask why I didn't go after her mom or Lori, the reason why my mother went into the hospital was because she got the last verdict for the appeal that she didn't even know it was appealed because she didn't appeal it, but they appealed it purposely so she could never try to open the case back up. They still sided with the city, and the side was that there's no proof that my mother or Leroy ever owned the building. We got a whole deed. And letters and stuff from the city of Chicago Law Department that sent it to Chicago Land and Trust where the deed was at. With my godfather's name on there, with my mother's name on there, with my mother's nonprofit on there. They knew exactly who owned that business. They just didn't think that they were gonna meet me. You know how many, who that Larry Rogers guy is who's doing all the tax assessments, that black dude? He doing exactly what Ed Burt and Vidoliak did. He getting a kickback. His ass need to be in jail. I'm gonna start looking him up. Put his stuff out there, guys. He needs to be investigated. My godfather spent so much money with Vidoliak when they were trying to take them property back then. Always in tax trouble. This assessment's been messed up since the beginning of time. Anybody who owns a property and don't got no mortgage, no second mortgage, no reverse mortgage, should never be in tax trouble. Should never be in tax trouble. If it's paid off, no mortgage, no nothing. Especially in the early 90s. They had since 1962, the early 90s. But there's no way in the world it should be in tax trouble. They've been doing this for a long time. with these reassessments and BS. It's just we didn't have no social media, and this generation ain't going. This generation, our generation, the younger generation, we ain't going. The younger generation really ain't. Okay, they really ain't. I admire them. I truly admire them because I definitely wasn't going. I was gonna stand out here by myself. I had to start setting shit on fire. Something's gonna happen. Ain't no way where y'all continue to take people's generation, our generational wealth, black people's generational wealth, our own people helping us take a generational wealth. You keep voting these imbeciles in, these fucking preachers, these losers, these people that was never the popular dummies, and then the ones who was never popular, like ugly ass Brandon Johnson. Brandon ain't never looked that good ever in his life since he got taxpayer money. Y'all think he a whole nother person up there. There is nothing attractive about a weak ass black bisexual man. Everybody that works for him is bisexual. That man who just came in there with that BS. That BS thing. Gay. Everybody here was gay. Gay with attitude. How y'all all gay with attitude? Y'all can't be in government. It can't be in government. Y'all, it might be a mental illness. It might be a mental illness. Every other person that you got around, like, oh, you love that drink. Y'all all in a weird Illuminati happened up there. What about your boy?
Anybody got water?
No. I'm on some milk.
No? Anybody need water? We have one water tonight. One water. We have waters right here on the floor. Here are waters. Anybody need waters right here on the floor? Okay. Where's Mario go?
Mario go. I'll play basketball. Oh man.
What is going on?
Yeah. I keep forgetting my napkin, so. So yeah. So dealing with, we have a mental health crisis going on in this city. At the end of the day, what you do in your privacy if you're home is in front of your home. But for some reason, the progressives and the white weird liberals want to make LGBTQ like a gender or something. It's real weird. The focus on it is like it's an obsession. It's an obsession. It's an obsession and an experiment. We're giving real Epstein.
Actually, you can start just today. Early, yeah. Might have to go there and tell my story about how these behavior centers and stuff, they pay us through mediation. Great. Oh, it's over here. I got kids we gotta take care of. They already set our kids back with COVID. Like, they gonna keep going over to the side with the kids, another country. Like, I just don't get it. We need as much resources as we can give. It was really about to be the next black displacement. Massive, man. It's scary. It's Sunday dinner. I gotta bring my Sunday dinner back. Dude, this take a village. Thank you. You know, it takes a village, man. It ain't about a political party. It's about saving a great city from a bunch of people who are not even from the city. I ain't got no roots in Chicago like that. No, no. I thought it was. West side and the south side must come together. We must come together. Come here. Nope. Or eating or drinking in that gym. That's easy. That's why they got tables right here. Sit down and eat first. The Democratic Party owes reparations. The Democratic Party owes reparations. The fact that they allowed 22 million illegals over here and gave them everything while we in here trying to figure out how we gonna pay our property taxes. That's the only. I mean, they're the only ones. I mean, I don't. That's right. They owe. I mean, they've been messing us over since slavery. They owe reparations. Democratic Party owes us reparations. And if they cannot give us our reparations, then we need to dissolve. We need to dismantle. We need to make sure and bankrupt Democratic Party. We have to bankrupt them, and then the government will pay for our reparations because it's only the government and Republican Party and the Independent Party. But the Democratic Party is no good. Oh, yeah. They're no good. They're literally fighting for everybody but freedmen. Or the freedmen kids, the freedmen grandkids, the freedmen great-great-grandkids. Ashley, you ain't. Superhero. Legend Sam Chapman is in there. Watch a little bit of they stepping. They all in there live. Yeah, we got change policy. Let me tell you something. The Montgomery bus boycott. Yeah, they weren't taking buses to today's building, today's Capitol building. They decided to stop entertaining the buses and the government. We'll figure out how to do it ourselves. The government, and then come to them. Come to them. Yeah, we don't have to go to anybody. We're owed everything. We are the ones that continue to deal with the traumatic experience of America and this government and our own people. We put in these positions to represent us and don't represent us at all. I am not. Didn't go to the Chicago Land Bank. They come out with a list. You can try to go there for property tax auctions when they have the property tax auctions. And when do they have the tax? I don't know. I'm gonna look that up. You know that? Anetta, you know about the property tax sale? I know this girl. She can help me with that. Her name's Patrice Stewart. I'll give you her information. That's what she does. Okay. I appreciate it. Yeah. Let me get it to you. Yeah. Oh yeah, Patrice Stewart. I gotta get to. I gotta get her phone number. Oh. I'll get it. I'll get you. I know. She gonna grab my coat. You wanna get out of here? Get out of here. Sorry, I'm square. Huh? Where your coat at? Where your coat? All right, man. I definitely need to though. Huh? Hey, Damien, would you grab my coat right quick? Damien. Damien, would you grab my coat in there right quick? I was asking. Okay. Huh? I got some dollars. You got $10? Probably in my pocket. Right? But I was going to spend it. You got $10? Probably. Do you? I probably. I probably got exactly $10. Empty back in the bottle for the recycling. Thank you. Yep. Thank you. Recycle America. Say it again. Somebody's got to separate this somewhere. The plastic from the cans and the cans and the job. Yeah. So I recycle whenever I can. All right. It makes sense to me. Right. You know what? I said the girls. I mean, 2 hours a week. I mean, I said girls, but I did not take something. Really probably ain't gonna do it. You gotta- I can't do it. How you doing? Oh, jeez. Oh, Jesus, don't say. You sound like you traveling. I say you sound like you traveling, man. Times. Yeah, you said. Was for a little bit. I'm just going back. Just I was real tired, but then I'm just coming back. Trying to keep my mind going. I know that's right. I had to stop drinking coffee. It was getting gas. Crazy stuff. I'm getting like little beats and stuff. Doing too much. I had to get more sleep. I always took my gas out. I'm very little too. I'm like, okay. I started to take some. I'm on the highway, this and exits. What are you doing? In the phone. In television while driving, it's called exhaustion, sir. So he said she gonna stay for the whole thing. I gotta drive her to this Sunday. Gonna be for 8:30. Y'all take them to the south side. Maybe. So these things is over here. I love the building. Oh, man. They getting down. This is the best part. They getting down. Yeah.
I can see a way. Somebody I'm through with you. I can see a way. I'm needing you. Needing you today. I can see a way. Somebody new. Leaving you know. I can see a way. I'm needing you today. I can see a way. Somebody new. Leaving you. Her name is Lena. She's an international star. She's King Bird's special guest. Happy birthday, King Bird. From all your homies. Happy birthday, Bruce Gangs. Happy birthday, Clara. Happy birthday, Tasha. We got a Sex Sassy Leg contest and a walk contest coming up. Also, Best Dress contest sponsored by Lamar. Phenomenal Designs. We got all the players in the house. Happy birthday, King Birthday Quickly. Happy birthday, Hey Hey Fred Trouble. Mary Shaw, a happy birthday from Red Shaw. The Archbishop is in the house. The Archbishop, John Magic One. Happy birthday, King Burke from Pimp JoJo. Happy birthday from Queen Janice and Queen Sue. Kim, Gwen, Wanda, that type of party. Her name is Lena, and she'll make this thing go smooth. Happy birthday from Ice Ray, Vanessa. Happy birthday from Kitty Ivory. In this town. Good game. President, the General, White, O, Lady, Spook, Onati, Nieces, Big Daddy Kane, Candy Man. Happy birthday, MD. Oh, Lena. Jason's all right. Let's work for you. Hold on. It's okay. No, still, her name, Pilgrim something. She worked, she been the West Garfield a long time.
Oh, okay.
He just said, she said they let them, that Hispanic guy come in our neighborhood. He been out here over 20, 30 years. Yeah, Yeah, she taught everything. She teaches. Yeah.
Yeah, Albert say it's done.
Oh, they, well, Robert live over here. He said they almost taken it. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, y'all ain't going.
They would have never expected this.
Uh-huh.
And that is what's gonna kill them.
We got to fight. We
Yeah.
gotta stand up. Yeah.
Well, but this is the best part. But I told her, I said, nah, I'm early. I said, but the party don't start till we all get here.
That's right.
Till we all get it on that mic. I said, I'm early.
Yeah. Yeah.
The party don't start till we all get here. We woke up just in time.
So you gotta recycle it.
I was gonna get y'all.
Oh.
Uh, I was trying to get you because he had oh, you got time?
Okay, okay.
You
want to be too?
That's Samantha Chapman's daddy from Channel 7, ABC. I'm from ABC, Channel 7, that's her dad.
What, DJ?
Sam Chapman. He from the South Side. No, no, you know.
She's an international star. Her name is Lena, and she's the first special guest tonight here at the.
What y'all doing? Ain't even on no more.
Hey,
Is that stepping? I don't know. I don't know if y'all really stepping.
I am.
He really stepping? Is Danny really stepping?
The wrong way.
It's come in my life for me to move on and get on with my life. Oh, but I don't regret no every precious moment we spent together. Yep. Don't take it personal. Take the bill to speak. Easy come. Don't take it personal. To speak. Some good talk to me. No blame, no shame. It was nice. Sometimes things do change, we change, but we can still be free. Oh, you have so much to do. Oh, to someone else and their life. If you just you can. Oh, don't be sad. Don't be. You have your own life. So much time to take it personal. Yes, so it's so just the like we're not others anymore. Just don't you have your so much time you know. Don't take it personal. Easy, easy go. The company's all right. Side person, she wanted to me. You have this time. All right, you ready? You think you're ready? It's all so